Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
We're live here on the EST Hangout. Unfortunately, for some reason, the intro didn't play on our live audio stream. So those listening on WhatsApp, or not WhatsApp, on TuneIn or iHeartRadio, they just got my voice once again. It worked yesterday, didn't work today. But YouTube, you got it all. You got it all today. Welcome to the EST Hangout, which is presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Gazzola with you here. Joining us, Hernan Salas from the Edmonton Elks, back on the Hangout. And then Nasty Club member, Trevor Harris. Road Dog Trev, I believe is how you go by. And you're joining us. Trevor was the Nasty Club winner for the month of... Is it December? December.
I think it was December.
It was December,
yeah.
So we've got the date, and he's here.
and it's almost March.
Yes. We got to plan out the dates. So I'll just bring that mic right in there, closer. Well, this is when it worked. We got Grumpy Cat actually from November on Thursday this week.
Grumpy Cat?
Yes,
I
but
love
that's
Grumpy
the
Cat.
November winner.
Okay.
I forgot to email him back. We got the January winner has been it's Kevin. I got to get in touch with him, and then soon will be the draw for February.
All right.
But we're getting
so
it
we'll
done.
see that person in July.
Well,
Yeah.
when the timing works out for everyone, yes.
Okay,
Yes, that's
okay.
when
I'm
we'll see
just
it.
teasing. I'm happy to be back in studio. It feels like it's been forever. It's been like 3 days, but it's good to be back.
Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
You guys enjoyed that Oiler game yesterday? I got to fix something technically.
What
here,
did
so if
you do?
guys-
You want us to
it's-
discuss the Oiler game?
You guys could talk. I just, for some reason...
We broke
There's an
something.
Oiler game? No, I'm just
Well, I'm just trying to... I think on YouTube we might be only on like one audio channel.
Oh, okay.
and I
You
just need to
fixed
fix
that.
quickly.
We
So
will ask Trevor what he thought of the Oilers game. Keep that mic nice and close, Trev.
I thought it was pretty good. I'm still kind of trying to figure out what Bouchard was doing on that first goal.
He doesn't even know.
Like, nobody, no clue.
we sound good on both
Obviously,
channels.
The Hyman goal was great. Still think McDavid should be shooting in the wide open in the slot there,
Yep.
but hey, it's a good comeback win there, 2 points. So
Do you like how he interrupted you while you were going through your
know what?
breakdown of the game?
he's the reigning champ in my fantasy football.
Okay,
league,
we will
so
get
he's
to that
allowed
in a bit. Let's
Oh, boy.
Let's hold off of that one.
How many people yelled shoot when McDavid was in the slot?
Well, there were people in the press box, including some people from Oilers hockey ups that were yelling it. Everybody was yelling shoot because he had a clear lane.
Absolutely.
Then he makes the pass and he scores. You're like, oh, don't tell Connor what to do.
He knows what he's doing, I guess.
Yeah,
So.
don't put baby in the corner. What'd you
Dirk
think? Oh, you
dancing.
like that? A little
Yeah, I
dancing.
mean, again, I don't think they're great. They were good enough.
It was very patient.
Yeah, it was. I mean, LA is a good team. They always give the Oilers their best. So I think the most important thing is they got the 2 points, and they needed
Yeah.
that because just the way things have been going. The Calgary game, which it's in the past now, but that first period, Tommy. That was
As
a
you
tough
and I
one.
would say, no bueno.
No bueno, but yeah, big win, and they just got to keep this thing rolling, right? There's always that, like, all these teams are kind of waiting for the deadline, like what's gonna happen. I feel like all the teams that are kind of entering that mode now, like everybody's just kind of who's gonna stay, who's gonna go, and all that. So it's interesting to me because the Oilers keep getting mentioned with all these players, and St. Louis, Minnesota, and all these teams are in the playoffs still.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
no,
it's-
why do they want to trade these guys? Like
so for me, it's like, why is Buchnevich an option when St. Louis is
in the mix.
in the mix? Like,
Because they dare to dream, my friend, as you
no,
know.
it's fair. But back to last night, good game, a good bounce back from Skinner, good bounce back from Draisaitl.
Yep.
So yeah, and Bouchard. I mean, he'll
The good and
drive
bad
you
of Bouchard
crazy.
last night, no?
What's that?
The good and bad of Bouchard last
Oh,
night. You saw like the
100%.
both ends
Ooh.
and what you get out of him.
Got me some money on a power play point, so that's kind of all that matters,
Did
I
you
guess.
hit
in
the
end,
cool
so
bet parlay?
I
Is
did
that-
hit the cool bet
All
parlay
right.
last night, so
Thank you,
was
Dusty,
nice.
for that one.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Nice plus
just,
550
I
or
guess
something like
just
that.
on Skinner. Was he tired yesterday?
No.
Okay, so this is I think with Skinner, this thing that's been kind of crazy this season is every time they lose, he's either tired or none of the goals are his fault. And I
Hang
think,
on, some of them are.
and yes, but for the majority, is like, well, he couldn't stop.
Are you talking about the narrative around him?
the narrative?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, where and then when he wins, it's like none of that stuff is brought up, right? So for me, it's like, and Tommy, you hear it a lot on the post game. I don't know if people are hard on Skinner or not,
They are, and they call me like a Skinner apologist or something like that.
but it's
And Smitty the Welder, good morning, Smitty the Welder, says that I hate Jack Campbell, which is not true.
no
Anyway,
one hates
continue,
Jack
continue.
Campbell, but it's that narrative around Stuart Skinner, and if you look at the top 11, top 12 goalies that have played at least 39 games, he's the youngest. He's played the second fewest games, so I think we gotta like you can't just be good when the team's good. Do you know
But
what
a
I
lot of
mean?
it-
It's the
No,
same,
I
do you
know
know,
what you
I know
mean,
what your
but,
narrative.
like-
It's like the same with Draisaitl. For like whenever
Yeah.
Draisaitl's not doing well, he's got to be hurt. He's hurt.
Yeah.
He's injured.
Yeah.
And then he's all of a sudden starts producing well. He's healed. And then all of a sudden he's hurt again once he starts
Yeah,
producing.
well-
I get what you're saying with Skinner is that whenever there's a bad game, it's all the goals were the team in front of him's fault, or he was just tired. And when he wins, all of a sudden there's none of that. He's just completely fresh, and so he was great. And there's never maybe Skinner is a little bit to blame.
And now-
For the narrative, that's where you're coming from.
Since the All-Star break, yes, the team hasn't been as good defensively, and a
No.
lot of it is on that. But your goalie still needs to make saves.
Yeah.
And I'm not, again, this is not Stuart Skinner's fault in the Boston game and in the Calgary game. It's a collection. But all I'm saying is that, like, Stuart Skinner's a good goalie.
Yeah. He is.
I think that's where it ends.
He was a Calder
That's
finalist
right
and an
now,
All-Star
yeah.
last year
He's
in
a-
his first full
Okay,
year.
but good goalie. So for you guys, is he Stanley Cup winning good?
I don't think so.
No.
Trevor, was Aiden Hill Stanley Cup winning good before he got in there?
No, I would agree
Right,
with that.
like-
But he's one goalie that the Oilers make look like he's like Dominic Hasek or like I don't know. There's something about him that the Oilers cannot. They just struggle with. I don't get it with him.
Because he's
Be in
turned
their
into a
head,
good
maybe.
goalie.
Yeah.
I'll just say that I'm an Aiden Hill fan right now.
Yeah.
Hey,
Really?
on our-
Well, it's just one of those
He's your Patrick Waugh,
Well, no, that's what they're
apparently,
saying.
yeah.
No, I think he's playing some of the best hockey of goalies right now in the last year or whatever it
But-
does. And for whatever reason right now in hockey, there still is the Vasilevskis, but for the most part, to win a cup, you just need a goalie who's in that 2-year window
Yes.
of playing great. Is
Yeah.
Aiden Hill going to have this for the rest of his career?
Yes, because he's going to be a Hall of Famer because you dubbed him the next
I never-
Patrick Waugh.
I don't know if he'll do that, but can he continue this for another playoff run? Absolutely. Can.
Yeah, he
We've
could.
seen that. And I go back to Matt Murray had those few years in Pittsburgh where
Yep.
he was great. Binnington was the top goalie in hockey for a little period of time. They come in bursts, and I think Aiden Hill is one of those guys right now that could do that. Who's to say that Skinner can't be that guy? That now
Right.
this year carries the team, and he's in that 2-year window where there's just you can't beat him.
And you know why that I'll just say this, like my boy Swain said, all the Oilers need is Skinner to run off what he did in that 16-game win streak in the playoffs.
He was very good.
Do you know what I mean?
Pickard was very good too, by the way.
But like I think we just gotta get away from like Stuart Skinner's the number one goalie in Edmonton. He's gonna have to play a lot. The Oilers are not close to locking down a playoff spot. This might go down to the last 5 games of the season for the Oilers. They're gonna.
I think playoffs pretty.
But,
I feel it's pretty good.
But Stuart Skinner's your guy. You're going to have to play him. So I think we got to walk like, and I get he's playing a lot, but Bobrovsky, Hellebuck are a lot older, a lot more games. They've played just enough, and no one's complaining about their fatigue. Stuart Skinner should not be complaining about fatigue. And you
He
know
doesn't
what?
complain, though.
No, sorry, he doesn't. The
people
around.
The people
Yeah,
do.
right.
Because you know when he gets his rest, when the Oilers clinch, let's say with 5-6 games left, then you play him 2 out of the last 5-6, and then he's fresh going.
Yeah, but then
into
the narrative is he shouldn't play or he needs to keep playing because
because
he's
he's
got to
going to
stay
get
fresh.
rusty.
He's
So
gonna
there's
get
no
rusty.
win-win here,
It
right?
all depends
So-
on what happens. If they lose, well, they should have played him. Or if they win, Perk, great, handled him just right.
And you were saying on the morning show, Pickard, he's going to play a lot because there's back-to-back.
A backup is required this next month for
But
the team.
Pickard, outside
Whether
of
that's Pickard or
back-to-backs, he
whoever.
shouldn't be playing because if
Pickard.
he's in the playoffs, Pickard.
Trade, I'm saying, like even if there's a trade,
there's
like
no trade.
Oh, I know, but like just
Don't get people's hopes up.
I'm just I don't March 8th. Who knows anything? No one saw Ekholm last year, right? So
That's a
like it
good
was
point.
one. So like I'll say that there will be a backup play necessary for the Oilers, likely
Yes.
Pickard, but you never know for the month of March.
Because Pickard's in the playoffs, something's gone horribly wrong with the Oilers. Skinner's your guy.
He's either hurt or he's played.
Skinner's your
absolutely
guy.
terrible.
He's going to play every minute of the playoffs. If Pickard plays every back-to-back, that's fine. But there's no need for him to get more games while they're still fighting for a playoff spot because for what? He's not going to be your guy.
It's to rest Skinner.
But rest them closer to the playoffs for me. A day off tomorrow does nothing for Skinner in April. Nothing.
I want to disagree with that, and I would have disagreed on that a few weeks ago. But we had Gager and Crusher on the same show once, and I asked those guys, this was right before the All-Star break, does that rest in January matter for later in the year? And they were like, no.
Oh, so they have to give you the say in there,
Well,
right?
Jeff being a strength and conditioning coach for the Toronto Blue Jays, as well as at the time the Edmonton Eskimos, and like still very much involved with Major League Baseball.
Those guys
If he's
are,
going to tell me how the fatigue works, I'll listen to Crusher. Does Skinner need the break? Does he need the rest? Are you with Hernan?
No, I don't think so. I think you kind of run him
you can say with Hernan.
until you go. So put Pickard, I think, on, is it Saturday they play Seattle, I believe, and then Sunday, and you give Skinner the home game against Pittsburgh. So
yeah, they get St. Louis on Wednesday, then they get 2 days off, and then in March it starts on back-to-back Saturday, Sunday, Seattle, Pittsburgh. Then they play Tuesday, Thursday, Boston, Columbus. I think the Columbus is where you could put Pickard in as well.
Yeah,
then you got a back-to-back Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Washington midweek on a Wednesday, very quiet week, and then they play the Saturday, so they get two days off. They play Colorado, 2 days off, Montreal, Buffalo, then a back-to-back weekend again, Toronto, Ottawa, then Tuesday, Thursday, Winnipeg, LA, and then Anaheim on a Saturday. So yeah, 3 back-to-backs this month. So I would say there's 3 starts for Pickard there, plus the Columbus, so 4 starts.
Is there any way, maybe Tommy, you might know this a little bit more. Is there any way, and I'm just asking, that Campbell makes his way back up before the end of the year?
No.
No. It's Pickard.
No.
I'm asking because
I know,
because he's playing well. He's a guy with NHL experience. I'm just asking.
I know, and I'm not holding it against you because I'm starting to laugh and like immediately say no because I've seen the texts that have been coming in, especially last week and after the Calgary Minnesota games. Get Campbell up here. I want to see Campbell tomorrow. It's like, are you out of your mind? Like, he's an okay AHL goalie right now. It's encouraging to see him having a little bit of success. Olivier Rodrigue continues to play a good chunk of the games. They're just, right now, they're like, Pickard has done everything that they could ask of him and then some. Mm-hmm. There's no reason to bring Jack Campbell up here. Also, unless Pickard gets hurt or somebody gets hurt, you'd have to waive him. And you might lose him. It's a terrible goalie market right now.
The one thing also in your favor too for this argument is the fact that
I'm right.
No. But on this, another element to this
right.
is the cap.
Yeah.
If you bring Campbell up, it can't be just Pickard.
Yeah.
I think money wise to make it work, you have to send another player down too.
Yes.
And that's why I think regular season, like it's not
even an option anymore.
No, and
because initially when he went down, I think a lot of the Oiler, the media were saying that he's probably going to get one more look, but that went down.
Some did, and I was like,
I think maybe if there's a chance of a regular season game, which I don't think is likely, so don't come at me, Tony.
I'm not coming at you, bro.
But it'd be like the last game of the regular season or something. Like they know their cap, they want to get that game in or something. Like that's maybe the best case scenario I can think for Jack Campbell of playing regular season. Me and you differ on the playoff part when it comes to Jack Campbell, but regular season, like it just cap wise, it just.
Okay, what's your playoff thing?
I think if Stuart Skinner gets hurt, knock on wood, I think Jack Campbell gets that next start, not Calvin Pickard.
Not a chance in hell.
Really?
Yeah, I disagree
wow,
with that.
that's interesting.
I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. I'm saying I think that's what the Oilers will do.
Even if you brought him up and he has a horrible game, the text line on the post-game show would be unreal.
It would be.
But the flip side, I would say if Calvin Pickard starts and he plays poor, people are going to be like, why? You have this NHL goalie in the American Hockey League on the back.
But
why
is
didn't you
he an
start
NHL
him?
goalie right now?
No.
Oh, wow.
And
So
I don't think
are you
Pickard's
saying that
played
just
poor at
because he
all.
has
Thank you, Trevor.
he has the NHL games under his belt more than Calvin Pickard?
Has the playoff games under his belt. I think that if something happened to Stuart Skinner injury-wise, again, knock on wood, I think Jack Campbell would get the start by the Edmonton Oilers over Calvin Pickard. I think there would be we'll give this guy a shot.
How would that work for the dynamic of just the team in the room, though, too?
In what way? Like this is an NHL goalie. This is why he's
Pickard's
getting
been
paid
there for most of the season,
Yes.
and then you're bringing in the guy from the AHL, and you're going to give him the start.
Thank you. Yes.
Like
it makes zero
because
sense.
then the flip side is you got this NHL goalie who this whole team likes. They do like Campbell by all accounts. But sitting on the bench not playing, and they've got the guy who's more the 31-year-old career backup that's starting ahead of what should be the NHL goalie. That's how I think the Oilers might go about this. They have Jack Campbell, who's playing relatively well in Bakersfield. You look at the numbers right now.
Yes.
933, 886, 778, 938, 917, 973, 903, 903, 931, 941, 944, 939. Save percentage in his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 starts. If he keeps playing like that, yeah, I think that the Oilers would feel more confident in Jack Campbell. Look what he did in relief last year in the playoffs, than going to a Calvin Pickard that's an unknown.
How do you justify bringing a guy up and putting him ahead of a guy who's given it to you for 3/4 of the season in Calvin Pickard? Like, how do you
Because you pay him as an NHL starting goalie.
And now you're trying to validate the 5x5, which is, I think, a flawed mentality.
But then you also, like, is Calvin Pickard going to fully give confidence to his entire team? I don't know.
Right, over Jack Campbell, yes.
I would agree. Yeah, how many games has Pickard played? 10 games with the Oilers. Started probably. And
He's got. I'll give you his stats. He's got 11
He's a
games played this
903
year,
save percentage, I
7-3
think,
record,
right?
905 save
905.
percentage, 253 GAA.
And I don't think he's played. Out of all the games he's lost, I don't think he's played horrible in any. I don't recall any bad games or.
Minnesota people would go
Yeah,
to this
but
past
nobody
weekend.
was good against Minnesota.
No.
That
He
one
played
goal
for Colorado in the bubble, right?
Yeah,
In the playoffs?
no, he was with Detroit at that time.
Oh, never mind.
Anyway, sorry, Trev.
But where do you think Rodrigue? Do you think because he's
Down the road.
down the road still?
Yeah. I
Because
think so.
he's waiver eligible next year. I know that's what everybody talks about. So
And I don't think other teams are looking at Olivier
No.
Rodrigue and going, "We need that guy."
Yeah.
So
that's always the fan base that you bring this guy up, he's gonna get claimed on waivers because Edmonton overhypes everybody.
Rafael Lavoie.
Everybody
It's
here.
natural.
So
yeah,
I saw people claim wanting Lavoie on the first line early
Yeah.
this season with McDavid and Trice.
well, I get some people tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Every time I get one right, I just kind of do the all right.
Yeah, I don't think Pickard. I don't think has played any NHL playoff games.
Okay.
Pickard.
And
No,
that's why.
I was thinking of Hutchinson for Colorado.
Yeah.
And that's just the reason the gut tells me that the Oilers will go to Campbell if something were to happen. Again, hopefully we don't have to see this at all.
That's a
Wholeheartedly.
bold take, Matty. I
That is
like
a
it.
bold take.
it is because Campbell has no experience with Knobloch, I think. So I think Pickard's Knobloch's guy over
What's
over
that?
Campbell that way.
What's that called in the playoffs? That you get to call like an
The Black Aces?
The Black Aces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pickard's played 50 less NHL games than Jack Campbell.
Wow.
So it's not that much of a
That's
difference
it,
in
eh?
experience. That's it. And they're roughly the same
But
age.
less playoffs
Yes.
by a substantial margin.
Correct. I don't even think
last
Campbell
year
was
played
that good in the playoffs last year. I think he got lucky in that win
I think
against
he
LA.
looked really good as a backup, but even
Right.
then he was
the
shaky.
game was over. There's nothing
And-
to worry about.
But in that LA game when Hyman scored the OT winner, he made a big save in the third, I think, on the breakaway.
Yeah.
He made a few good saves,
But
yeah.
I remember listening to you, and a lot of people were saying, like, every shot that went towards the other's net, people were nervous, right?
Cass and
they
I-
were still there. Right?
Cass and I were watching that game. We're like, "Ugh."
yeah.
And I'm like,
Don't go,
Cass.
don't
I
go.
looked at Cass. I'm like, do you feel like anytime anything is going towards the Oilers' net, it has a chance?
Yeah.
Cass is like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And he pulled it off. Like he got the win. He made some crazy
Absolutely.
saves. Yeah.
So Maddie's starting him in the playoffs. I'm calling him up. Like, what a.
Trev, thankfully,
mess.
your money's in the mail, by the way.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for
I'm
agreeing
not calling
with
him
me.
up. I was just
Yeah.
throwing a question to get everybody
Well,
going.
it gets
but-
people fired up, and I just think that we collectively, as people who watch this game, love this game, cover this team, watch this team because they love the team, fans obviously. You look at that contract, the 5x5, and you go, man, what a waste. And you try to validate, justify, and maybe part of that mentality and rationale is, well, you got to call up Campbell. But
This
no, you
team
don't.
also
You bury him.
Yeah, and this team also keeps playing Connor Brown. You know, like
Yeah, I know.
he should have been sent down in game after game
He
9
should
type
have,
thing.
yes.
But he had a contract. You got to keep this going and push through it. And that's just this team's going to keep. They'll put Jack Campbell out there if
I
that's
saw a
necessary.
funny tweet yesterday saying Connor Brown now has a point in each of the last 4 months. It's pretty funny. I don't know who tweeted it out, but it was
That is a good point. They are correct.
like it can't go any worse for Connor Brown right now, eh? Like
He just doesn't have points. That would be the only way this could get worse.
like it's how many points does he have? Five.
Five now.
What a pass last night, though, right?
Yeah, it was
Guys,
great.
hey?
But he plays because he can kill penalties, and the only guy challenging him for that spot is Sam Gagner, who looks slow. Let's just be honest. Like he's not a regular guy. He shouldn't be. If you're a Stanley Cup contender, Sam Gagner shouldn't be a regular in your lineup.
Yeah, he's the 13th forward.
Yeah, so I think if the Oilers are able to bring in a couple forwards at the deadline, I think that's when you'll see Connor Brown kind of make his way out because they love Janmark. And he's been good as of late, but everybody else is, I think, there's no danger in Ryan coming out or Holloway or any of those guys.
No.
So it's going to come down to Connor Brown and maybe Matthias Janmark, but it depends who they bring in. But Connor Brown is in there because I think that it's just because it's Sam Gagner, the other guy waiting.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Trev, what do you think?
I would agree with that. I also try to think, we talk about trades, but who are they going to move out to bring anybody in? Because this team has no money to, keep hearing, what's his name, Gensel out of Pittsburgh. Okay, well, he's whatever, $4 or $5 million. Who are you moving? I don't think you're moving Cody Ceci.
Warren Fogle, of course.
Well, the trade proposal from Hawk NHL Network, I think, was
they were doing
Fogle, Boakey, a first
and a second.
and a second, was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
it was hypothetical.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
having fun with it. Friedge was on with them, so
But Trevor brings up a good point. It's got to be money out too. And
of course.
who are you moving?
Warren Fogle. I don't know.
Is that the only option?
It's 2.75. You got to get teams to retain. So
It's Fogle and Ceci.
I think those are the two obvious candidates.
There's no one else unless
you can convince a team to take Connor Brown for the rest of the year, right?
But that's only $750.
That's only $750,
or whatever,
right? Because
that
the
remains.
penalties next year, as you so
Can you
concisely
trade-
alluded to.
Can you trade his?
I heard
What's
you
owed to him?
that they could trade his
I don't think so.
bonus for next year. I thought I heard Servaldi or Friedman say it before, that there was some way that they could trade him and then move that bonus away.
So then yesterday we heard that the only way that can happen is you have to come under the cap for the rest of this season for that to happen. So you could trade away, if you trade away, let's say, Ceci for nothing, then Brown's penalty/bonus for next year could be applied to this year to a degree.
Oh, I see.
I
But then you
think.
blow a hole in your blue line.
Well, so I don't. So that was I think really especially likely,
Right.
if the Oilers had that start that they began this year with, continued kind of, where then you could make that move,
Right.
But yeah, the cap thing, it's always so confusing. You never know. Watch, somebody's gonna come back. No, you actually can do it by doing this, this, and this.
Because
and,
if you can, Kenny Holland's
confusing.
got to do everything in his power to move that.
I don't get the CC hate. So you move him out. Who are you bringing in? Him and Nurse have that chemistry together.
If you get
unless you're bringing
Tanev.
Chris Tanev, I think that's really the only guy that I'm moving him out for. I think.
So are you upgrading CC or are you trying to get depth for the playoffs?
I think you have to. If you're, to me at least, if you're moving CC, you're upgrading CC.
Yeah.
Upgrade, yeah. But you need depth on. You can't have
Exactly.
6 defensemen. And people that think that Philip Broberg is the answer,
No.
that's a weak answer.
So would it be better, I guess? Would it be better to upgrade, bring in another guy that can play in your third pair, possibly Moonlight in the second pair, or upgrade on CC and roll with 6? Again?
Okay, in a perfect world, if you could pull off everything, you upgrade CC, add a depth guy, right?
Yeah.
And I get the sense that they're not all of a sudden just going to try to bump out Vinny Desharnais.
No.
After everything that he's done, he's gotten better
Yeah.
as the seasons progress. It's his first year in the NHL. He's 27 years old. I think they want to give him an opportunity to grow into the role, and he's worked hard to earn it, and he's been much better. He's good on the PK. I don't think that they want to just all of a sudden be like, thanks for a good season, Vinny, but now you're the 7th D-man. That's why I think that a veteran guy. Someone brought up Kyle Clifford yesterday from the Marlies, and they said, Tom, do you think the Oilers would be interested in him? And I said, I don't think so, because you kind of get, when you get sent down to the AHL, unless a team is really hot in pursuit of you and really loves you, you don't really see guys that are down in the AHL being pursued like that. And I think they try to find somebody else wandering in the desert, the barren desert that is the teams that won't make the playoffs.
If the Oilers could only make one move, which one would you do? If you could bring in...
If I was a GM and in the Oilers situation going into the playoffs, I would add another defenseman. I'd like to get a
depth
forward.
or replace CC or upgrade CC.
Well, ideally upgrade CC,
that
but
would be the thing.
I'm thinking logistically, if I get one of those guys that gets hurt, I'm going, my team's screwed. That's my rationale on that.
Trav, you get one move.
I think you got to find another top six winger. I think
You go there.
that's where I would go. So I don't mind the back end, but if you did, who's the odd man out on the back end? Do you think?
If you go get an upgrade,
So you don't move CC. They just bring in another defenseman. Is
Yeah.
it Kulak? Do you think he's the odd man out?
no, Kulak's been good.
Kulak's
and he gets
good in the
better in the
playoffs,
playoffs.
too,
I
yeah.
think you just bring in a seventh.
Is it
D-man.
like a Mike Green from pre-bubble,
Yeah.
where he was a guy that wasn't going to really play,
Oilers
but
legend.
you had a guy, and unfortunately he didn't come into the bubble, and
Yeah.
but
You go
that
11
type
and
of move,
7.
I like that move of a
don't even have
depth
stuff.
guy and depth
No, if
defenseman
you
that's not.
bring in,
I like the move of a depth defenseman that's not necessarily playing, because if an injury happens, they've always been very healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3-man games or whatever. Even if you want to go with Broberg, if the Oilers do, in the playoffs, I would want an insurance policy just in case he goes out there for a game or two and it's not there.
'Cause
You
there's-
then have a veteran that you could be like, get in there.
Yep.
Broberg's not doing
So
it.
it'd be Broberg and let's say they don't bring anyone in. It'd probably be Broberg and Gleason, your top two options.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's scary.
Gotta stay healthy at that point.
it is.
Yeah.
You
At least
said
in the
it.
preseason, he was a preseason charm, wasn't he?
He
Everybody
was
loved him.
the darling.
Yeah, so that's the word.
Hey,
Good
good
for
for
him. He had a good preseason.
I think top six, you can, with what they have now, they can still make it work.
Sure.
I think they have
It's
enough.
not perfect.
It's not perfect.
good.
But I think I'm with, did you say defenseman?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said defenseman.
I'd prefer, if I had a perfect world, the order I'd go is defenseman. I would add a bottom six before I went to the top 6 personally.
But I understand that. But if you get a top six,
It bumps people down.
exactly,
But
and you kind of get two birds stoned at once.
But you're also moving
Trailer Park
a
Boys.
very good top bottom six guy in probably Fogle, right?
yeah,
Fogle's 2.75.
2.75.
it's going to be interesting because, like, obviously Ken Holland's going to be waiting till pretty late to next week to make a move. Just cap-wise, get that cap
Right.
space. That's why they're running 6 defensemen right now.
And let's not kid ourselves too, really quickly. Like the asking point for a lot of teams right now is pretty high.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. And it's tough now because a lot of the teams that, a lot of people are saying that players might be on the move are still in the mix.
Yeah.
Like if you're the Flames, I was having this conversation with EJ. You guys know EJ. Sorry, Trev.
No worries.
Yeah. And he's a Flames guy, and I was like, the Flames are such in a tough spot because they're close to a playoff spot. What, 5 points, 3 points?
They were
back?
only a couple points back of Edmonton when they beat the Oilers.
So are
I
they?
think they're 7 yesterday. I think they're 7 points behind the Oilers.
Yeah, and then I meant behind a wild card spot.
Yeah.
Thanks, Trev.
So do they try to get in and see what happens, or are they still selling off? It's a tough situation. they're
Right.
in.
And they're trying to figure out what does
Yeah.
Hannafin want? Does he want to stay, or is he going to brush him off and say,
Yeah.
send me to a team in the U.S.? Like,
Because you can't really.
They're in a pickle.
Yeah, it's quite the pickle.
I
there.
think if you're Craig Conroy, the best move is you got to
Trade.
evaluate what can you do in the playoffs. And if you're sitting there saying we're not going to go win the cup, what's the point?
But Matty,
If you can
once-
get a value for some players,
But
pick
once
those
you're
players.
in, anything can happen, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because when you have an owner and he's like, "Well, I want that playoff,"
I want that cha-ching.
right?
The Flames kind of reminded me of the Blues a few years ago when they were, I think they were just outside the playoffs, a couple points in their GM trade. Was it Stastny? They moved a bunch of guys out. They missed, obviously, but I think that's kind of where the Flames are. They're never bad enough that they're going to get that high pick. They're just middle of the road all the time. So
Stuck in neutral.
Stuck in neutral, absolutely.
I like that.
They are
That's a good point.
5 points back of a wild card with a game in hand in Nashville.
Okay.
But there's also St. Louis and Minnesota ahead of them as well. So
Yeah.
they'd have to leap 3 teams to get into a playoff spot. And there's also the question of what's happening with Jacob Markstrom on that team. And I don't think he's going to get moved before next Friday. But is he getting moved this summer? If you're moving Jacob Markstrom, what are you trying to do in Calgary now? Are you going through
Dustin
a little bit of a
Wolf era has begun.
Is Markstrom have 2 years after this one?
I think so. Because this is his third year with that deal,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Or was it second? No,
No,
third.
I think isn't it almost 4?
But I also like Vladar. Like I think he can be a starter.
Dan Vladar?
Yeah.
He's been okay. Yeah, he's been good
he's
at
been
times.
good.
Yeah.
And then they got the young guy.
This is his
too.
4th season in Calgary.
Fourth. Okay. And it was a
he's
5
got-
or 6 year deal.
Let me look that up.
It was in
I think 5. I think
six.
the Oilers offered him 6, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he declined the.
He took the
Oilers
year
deal.
less, so
Yeah.
Markstrom's got 2 more years after this year.
Okay.
At $6 million. So he's a free agent 26, 27. So if you make a trade for him, you got 2 more years of Markstrom.
You probably get a good return on that.
But that's a draft deal. I don't know why you'd rush that deal
Unless
if you're
you're
Craig
the
Cronin.
Devils.
Yeah.
They had the deal apparently.
Yeah, he waived it by all reports and ready to go, or he was. But it's just one. If you're the Flames, do you not want to wait until the draft to get more teams involved to get a better price?
Yeah. I guess they try to move out the guys that are going to be expiring at the end of this year. Try to get those done at the deadline so you don't lose them for nothing. Yeah, Calgary's in a. I mean, they looked excellent on Saturday, but
They played good.
What about Fleury? What do you think happens with him? Do you think the Wilds ask him to move, or
If they fall out of it, I think if they stay in it, they keep him.
yeah?
and I saw they lost Eric Sinek, I think. Got hurt in the last
he get
game.
banged up?
Yeah, he didn't finish the game. That's a big loss.
That is a big loss. You know, Edmonton was going to draft him
That was what draft was that?
2015.
But the Reinhardt one,
Yep.
nice.
That's a hell of a player. Yeah.
It was a great trade too. Mona Shirley's best.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's really worked out. And just all around. Hey, the Oilers didn't have to give up anything in that Vegas Golden Knights expansion draft, pretty much. It all worked out really well for them in that sense.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, they gave up Reinhardt. Their roster was fine.
Hey, everything led them to McDavid.
That's
so
what I
I'm
was
not
going.
gonna
There you
complain.
go.
Although, was that
It was the same
the year
McDavid
before?
got drafted.
Was it? Yeah, it was same year as drafted. So
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
no, that doesn't count.
That doesn't count.
No, that's everything
But-
came after.
Remember the when Corey Perry signed? You guys brought up Corey Perry almost became an Oiler.
He did almost
Yeah,
become an
yeah.
Oiler.
That was crazy. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
You brought it up in the Oyster. Remember when you were down at the rink and you threw that out there, and then he brought it up during the press conference. It was wild, like how long that has been, but
So what
how
was the
close
deal?
it
Mike
was.
Comrie?
That was
Mike-
the Pronger. No,
It was
No,
Mike
it was
Comrie.
before.
okay.
It was the Comrie deal.
It was Mike Comrie to Anaheim, Corey Perry. I don't know if there was anything else involved outside of I know that they asked or wanted Kevin Lowe wanted Mike Comrie to pay back his $1 million bonus to facilitate the trade, and he's like, no.
That would have been of a steal of a trade.
man.
Yeah.
What did they get in the end for him from Philly?
Oh boy.
I forgot.
Not much.
Wasn't it
jeez.
Will Whitka?
Yes.
Yeah,
He was part of it.
Jeff Wojcicka
they
and a
moved him in the
pick.
Pronger deal, wasn't it?
Is it Sanderson?
No, that was later.
He was it's there was a deal. So it was reported there was a deal for Comrie to go to the Ducks for Corey Perry and a first. It also got a first, but within the deal sought to have Comrie. This is from Wikipedia. Reimbursed the Oilers $2.5 million.
Oh, there you go.
Which was part of the bonus money earned from the entry level contract. After this deal fell through, he was traded to Flyers for Jeff Wojcicka, a first which was Rob Schremp, and a third which was Danny Sivrett. Now, in the end, though, Wojcicka was for Pronger, was he not? Yes, he was.
He was included in
was in
that.
that.
yeah.
So you went to got Chris Pronger, and you went to have that run in 06 if the Oilers had
Whitka
Corey Perry.
was coming. I think he was World Junior Canada guy.
He was good. Like he was a good
yeah,
prospect.
yeah.
He's a nice guy. I think he's from Vermilion.
Yep.
Yeah, I've met him.
Yep.
Really nice guy.
I think he's coaching now.
He might be. Yeah.
I was had high hopes for Danny Sivrett.
Good
Yeah.
guy as well.
London
really
Knight.
nice guy.
Monday night, yeah.
Power
I
play
think
specialist.
with Rob Schremp with the London
Yeah,
Knights.
maybe.
I think at the
Junior
time.
champion, I
I
believe
was the
as
biggest
well.
Rob Schremp, young Hernan,
Were you?
diehard fan. Oh my god, I loved Rob
Trav, you
Schremp.
like the dirty dangles Robbie Schremp had back in the day?
I liked it, but yeah, he was not a Craig McTavish guy.
No.
No.
That killed him, unfortunately.
Matt T. hated
Well,
him.
there's more to the
Probably,
story.
absolutely.
Yes, but Mac T.
I think Lloydminster Bobcats. Where
He's with the Bobcats now. Nice.
Yeah, I think.
Good. That's
I'm just
perfect.
double checking that
Damn,
because I thought he was in the AJ.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an associate head coach in skills development with Lloyd Bobcats.
Nice.
Cool.
So you nailed it. He is coaching. Look at Hernan and his
That's
Jeff
awesome.
Wojcicka knowledge.
I have all the trivia of Jeff Wood.
That's what he does at the office in the off season. Doesn't worry about Elks press releases.
Don't
he goes,
tell Dom.
"What's going on with Jeff Wojtka today?"
Just
We need a
random,
Wojtka
look up
update
random
today.
Oilers, see what they're up to right now.
Yeah. Where's Len Esau these days?
This is the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. Matt Iwanyk, Nasty Club member, Trevor Harris, not the quarterback, the true Trevor Harris, Hernan Salas, and Tom Gazzola. Again, by White Claw, the hard seltzer that started the wave, made with refreshingly real flavors for their iconic taste. The difference is clear. We're also live on iHeartRadio, TuneIn, which is wonderful to have those streaming platforms, to have our station on with all those radio stations out there. Look at us doing this.
Digital radio station seems to work okay.
It's going well.
Yeah.
Day 2 officially of iHeart, so it's nice.
Solid.
No static when you're driving downtown, which is fantastic. So
Static free since 23.
This is true.
It just rolls off the tongue. It's a really great little slogan.
Where do you listen? Do you listen mostly on
tune in.
TuneIn?
Typically,
Nice. Okay, good. Yeah, I just discovered today the TuneIn car mode.
There's a car mode?
There's a car mode.
What is car mode, dude?
I don't know, but it worked great. But the
Probably
regular
gives you less options to click.
maybe I don't know. There's no commercials. Sometimes the commercials interrupt. I noticed on TuneIn.
Yeah, I've noticed a few times you'll drive and they'll just like stop playing.
Yeah,
So I thought maybe like Dusty's got dead air or something. I look and no, it's paused
it's a
or whatever.
commercial.
So
Yeah, so I hit car mode today and it worked.
Yeah, it's
Brilliant.
and we've heard from a few people lately that some ads are getting thrown into the mix.
Yeah.
And TuneIn has every right to do that.
Yeah.
It's their platform.
But I threw it on in the office all day last week on a Friday, I think. I didn't have it happen once.
Nice.
So I don't know
Lucky.
why it comes in and why it doesn't. I don't have an answer to that. So if anyone's having those issues, I'm still trying to figure out what's the rationale behind that. Might have some of those things with iHeart as well, but hey, little break and then we're back uninterrupted after those little interruptions. So
Yeah.
it's good to be on iHeart, and then Dusty's on with the morning boys at the Bear once again. You can record.
Like old
For
times.
real?
He does the morning show, the sports again with those
that's
boys. Yeah, I
great.
heard this morning he called. He got the call from them. And me and Eric are just sitting in the room listening, and we could only hear one half of the conversation, talking Oilers and all this, and all of a sudden talking to Alphonso Davies. We're like, what is going on here? Like Dusty, like having to go full take on Alphonso Davies, possibly to Real Madrid, and going into this conversation. Comes in, he's like, I was not expecting any soccer talk right there.
I had lunch with you at the Italian Center. We texted you for your birthday. I don't
Yes.
think you responded. So.
Yes, I did. To him, I did.
Oh.
Because he
not
just
to-
sent it to
not
me.
to Hernan.
Well, he didn't send the group text.
Yeah.
Rude.
We had a couple of paninos. It was good.
Bello. Good job.
They're amazing.
Talked about Tecmo.
Talk about how bad you guys are.
Trying to.
And how much better you need to be to catch up to me
Oh, God.
and
What is
Dustin Nielsen.
I didn't partake in you guys' Tecmo games. I was not part of this.
It was good to see you, man. He's a beauty.
I saw him a couple weeks ago. Went to go watch his kids play basketball. He invited me out.
Yeah, he was showing me videos. His little guy's really good.
Mac was a great rebounder. Put up like 18 points in that one game. His son or his brother, Duke's littlest, Jonesy, unbelievable.
His name is Jonesy?
Well, that's the nickname,
Oh, okay. What's his real name?
Jones.
Jones.
Oh, it's actually Jones?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think, yeah.
Now I'm just
That's
so used to
like-
calling him Jonesy. Now I'm gonna have to go back and
Luke,
think.
what's your son's name if you're watching?
You can't
That's like
watch him.
Fearless Fred. One of his boys' names is Atticus. Yeah,
Was it after To Kill a Mockingbird?
maybe. Fred is a deep guy.
Because I don't know any other Atticus.
So is his wife Jess. Like they're very, very smart people. And
there's a kid
I
in
think his
my
name's Jones.
daughter's karate that his name's Atticus. He's probably like 5 or 6 too. And I'm like, never hear that name ever.
yeah, it's an old school name.
Absolutely.
Are there any kids in your kids' classes that declared themselves a lion? Like, this is Sebastian Maniscalco joke. I don't know if you saw
No.
his, because he's like, what's with kids these days? They got a kid, he dresses like a lion every day, and they said he's not a boy, he's a lion. And I was like, where are you going with this, Maniscalco? Is this actually happening in kids' classes?
Oh, man.
Today I'm a dinosaur. Call me T-Rex.
How about the wave yesterday?
Oh, that would get, glad we get there. So yesterday we get a tweet from Trev here going,
I saw it, actually.
Were you at the game
how
last
about
night,
the
Trevor?
wave?
I was at the
Okay,
game.
So-
you noticed it too then.
Or so you don't want the wave in that moment.
Okay,
I
tee it
Floor
up,
is
tee
yours.
it up,
Floor is
Tee it
yours.
up. Tee it up. You're teeing it up, Trev.
Okay, sorry. I thought you were talking about it. I apologize. So, whatever. It's 10 minutes left. There's a 1-goal game. And we got the wave going in a 3-2 hockey game. I hate the wave to begin with. Like, I don't want to see it at all.
Fair.
But in a 1-goal game against a division rival, you're on a 3-game losing streak. Like, not the time. If you're up 5-2, maybe. Okay, fine.
Sure.
But in a close game like that, no, I don't want to see it. It happened last year in the playoffs, I think, with 1-goal game again with, 5 minutes or so, and blew it. Lost in overtime, I think, in game 1. I'm not a wave guy. I know I had some clown on Twitter, tell me I must be real fun at parties after the tweet, but I'm not a wave guy. I've never as a kid, I didn't like the wave, so I don't want to see it. Ban the wave.
But it's not about it's not about not being a fun guy or it's hockey. Like, just learn how to act in a game when it's important.
Yeah. How's he not a fun guy? He's crushing a beer at 9:40 in the morning.
And I know it sounds ridiculous. People are like, "Oh, you guys are," but you're right. For as long as I can remember, you don't do the wave in a 1-goal game with 10 minutes to go in the third period against one of your biggest rivals.
Why not?
Because it's bad juju.
I will say this.
Juju.
I would love somebody actually to do the stats on this. We say that. Do we know this for real? Because yesterday it worked out. They scored another goal after it. Did they not get a penalty?
They got a power play.
They got a power play because they drew a penalty. It worked out really well for the Oilers yesterday.
Yeah, the one time. But
are we sure
in the playoffs you're gonna do that, and it's gonna just wait, and I'm gonna start tracking it.
Yeah, we're tracking. We're gonna tweet you every time.
Imagine in a soccer game, Real Madrid Barcelona.
Okay, don't bring soccer. Don't bring soccer. To
Real Madrid is up 1-0 with 20 minutes to go. I'm gonna say 20 because it's soccer, and Real Madrid fans start doing the ole when they have the ball. You know what the Real Madrid player will do? He'll kick it into the stands so they can stop.
Right,
it's the same. You don't do that. Like Trev said, you only do it under 5 minutes to go, and if you're up by 2 or 3. You don't do it in a 1-goal game.
When do the Habs fans do ole? It's probably when they know the game's in hand, right?
Yes, when it's
Yeah.
I mean, anything can happen,
but it's not it's just people having fun and bringing energy into the rink. Like before that wave yesterday, that rink was quite quiet.
How much?
So it brought some energy for once at one point. If you're a player, do you not want a little bit of energy?
How much excitement does a wave give you, realistically?
2+ minutes apparently yesterday of that crowd having fun.
And I heard Bush's interview, and he said, "Yeah, I don't know what was going on. Something on the jumbo. He didn't even know." So
how is this a bad thing?
If you do the wave, how does it with the hockey gods?
I'm a very superstitious guy, so I don't know how much to say.
You don't say shut up, Not that it has anything to do with it, but it's just one of those things.
Tom, do you agree with the wave stuff?
I like the wave when it's done right.
That's all I'm asking for.
Yesterday with 9:37 into the third period, so there's 10:23 left on the clock. I noticed in the one corner by the Kings net, someone's trying to get it going, and it died. It made it like a section and a half, and they tried like 3 or 4 times. And then I kind of saw a few all the way around, and then they went again, and then they kept doing it. I was like, just give it up. Come on. There's bad feng shui here. And they kept going. And then finally I started to see people down low, and then everybody was into it, and I was like, uh-oh, you're messing.
And what happened?
It worked out.
The person who starts the wave is not a big hockey fan because they don't get it.
And they're usually a few social sparklers in.
Yes. Excellent use of social sparklers.
Okay, but the crowd, almost the majority of the crowd did it yesterday.
Yeah.
Eventually, yeah.
Are they all not hockey fans? Do they all not realize what's tempting?
No, because one person starts it, Maddie.
Yeah, but only one person could go, but it doesn't happen until multiple people start doing it.
It's that one guy, like Trev said.
The wave gets fully going.
One guy, like Trev said, goes, let's go that way. And then people are like, yeah, let's go. Like the guy at Commonwealth Stadium that tried to do it during the Heritage Classic, Dusty was not happy.
But it didn't happen. But those 18,000 people did it yesterday. Well, 17,999 because this guy did.
Well, I do not know.
Do we see that at other arenas? Does anyone notice in Calgary, Vancouver? Do they
Haas hates it. Haas is a Winnipeg guy, so they must do it in Winnipeg. He hates it.
Well, does anybody at the Winnipeg game?
Oh. Hot take.
Shots fired.
Clip it. Not a boy, Trev.
I was also, got half a season seats up in the upper deck, but I sat in the goal yesterday behind the Kings net, and I had to listen to two guys talk about their investments for like
Awesome.
2 periods. Like, you're at a game, the drink rail seats there, you're paying top dollar. Like, talk about the game. Nobody cares about your crypto investment or what the economy is
What were they
doing.
saying? I'm trying to get into crypto.
Any insider
I was
trading?
not listening. I was pretty annoyed. So
It's pretty high right now. Don't get in.
I don't know. When I go to a game, like, I could go to a game by myself and just watch. Like, I don't need to sit there and like talk during the game. Like, I just want to watch the game and
Yeah.
I like you, Trevor.
and focus on it there. So
I'm the same way.
I go with my wife and she'll be like, "What's happening? What's this?" And I love her, but I get annoyed sometimes.
You're focused.
I focus on it there. So
But you're
like,
there
yeah.
to watch the game,
Absolutely.
man.
Yeah.
And if they're down, you're stressed and you're angry. You know, if you're up, you're nervous because someone's going to start to wave and ruin
And
it.
I'm the worst. If they're down to, I hate.
Do we
I
not
hate
want a
them.
better atmosphere at Rogers Place?
Of
But
course.
Matty,
If
there's
Jesus,
so many-
hold on. If right now the only way to get a better atmosphere is fans allowing them to just do the wave, should you not be okay
Why are
with
you
them
on the
doing
wave
the wave?
train?
But
Do
why
it
does it
nice.
have to be the wave?
Big-
Can it be so much better?
Here's the thing about the wave.
Get an
I don't
atmosphere
care.
like in Europe.
I don't care either way about the wave. Truthfully, I
know, but
honestly
you're just
don't care.
poking.
Well, because somebody's from the other side's got to be represented here. I
love
because there's
the wave.
18,000 people that did it yesterday. So
I
clearly
know.
people do enjoy
You
this
can't
wave.
prove all 18 were doing it.
Yeah.
Okay,
He was not.
75% of the people were doing it. It's so much
Yeah.
so that Evan Bouchard was asked about it. So, and it went for like 20 minutes long. No, but it's just, it brought the best atmosphere part of the game yesterday, crowd wise, was during the wave.
I would love an atmosphere like in Europe. You watch some of those like Swedish hockey leagues or
Yeah.
like the Spangler and stuff. Like, that looks like a party. Like, I would be okay with that the whole time.
And they're not doing the wave.
No, they're not. They're sitting there.
We're getting the wave in the nasty chat. People
Actually,
just throwing a bunch of wave emojis.
that's
I
so
love
good.
it. Good job, Kenny Banya, Sobe Kirk, Surveyor
Banya.
Brett in that one. Well done. So this is the compromise like we came up with between me and the morning boys today.
Okay.
Was that like I would much rather see the full chance, the full excitement from fans that way. And then we don't need the wave. You could go that way and we could have a good time. So the idea we had was to try to find a game next year where we coordinate this, because I don't think we do it with the club, and get like a few rows inside Rogers and build like the nasty corner. And we
love
go in with the purpose of trying to create our own thing. Like Colorado has Blink 182, Boston Red Sox, Sweet Caroline.
Yeah.
We go with the purpose in that game trying to find that thing. We just keep workshopping things until something hits.
and it can't be Trooper Raise a Little Hell, and it can't be
That's what Eric
Bay
threw out
City
there.
Rollers. It has to
Trooper
be
came
something
out,
legit.
4:14 left in the second period,
Oh my
offensive zone
God.
face-off, because the Oilers had a power play coming up. They pulled it out early yesterday.
Yeah, no, we got to get rid of that crap.
How's that, though? We create the
It's
nasty
brutal.
corner. No.
Well, the nasty corner is amazing.
And we try to create that. So instead,
Yeah.
so when somebody has the urge to be like, you want to know something? Let's start the wave. People are like, how about we sing this instead?
Yeah.
Is that a good compromise? Or is that bad juju too? Singing something in
No,
the wrong
because
time?
it's new and it's different.
Yeah.
And it's not
The
something
wave is
that,
cliche.
Because I'm old, man. I've been watching hockey since the early 90s, and you never do the wave in a 1-goal game in the third period.
But it
never.
works. Well, yesterday it happens.
For the first time in how long?
I would like to know the stats on this.
Well, Trevor's going to be
gonna
tracking
track
it
it.
now.
I
We're
think
gonna
this
figure it
needs to
out.
be tracked.
I'll tell you.
This is your
I guarantee you,
responsibility.
Trev, when you do your final numbers, I guarantee you, every time you do the wave in a 1-goal game, within 4 minutes, the other team will score.
I want one analytic person right now to just go back and do the whole season, like go through every other game and calculate when did the wave start, what was the score, time left, and what happened after.
Result.
And I'd like to see those
You
numbers.
don't see the wave in any other sport, Manny.
That's not true.
Do you see it in basketball? No. Football? No.
I don't
You don't
know.
see it in the NFL ever.
No.
No.
And
It's an Edmonton thing.
The wave has been done in baseball. It's been done in various soccer games.
but it's rare, right?
It's rare. You
It's
never
not like
see
every
it.
and there's always that. Listen. I'm gonna throw him under the bus. He's a buddy of mine. His name's Jamie. He's the dum dum that gets the wave going. He's the guy. Let's go, you guys. Let's do the wave. And he like faces people, and he's obviously 19 beers deep. And, hey, let's go, you guys. We're doing it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Jamie, stop it. You're a bad influence on others. Kids are gonna learn this. Just stop it. Like that Michael Jordan PSA. Stop it.
It happens in baseball. I'm seeing that. I'm seeing it maybe happen at a Seahawks game.
Maybe. These are maybes.
Well,
It's like
I'm
an
not reading the
automatic
full
every
article. I'm
Oiler
not
game
reading
at
the full
home.
article. Something says the Wave debuted at Husky Stadium in Seattle, October 31st, 1981. So college football, maybe. There's the Wave.
Yeah, they're probably up by 40.
I love actually how much the Wave fires people up both ways. That like there's people upset like let me do my Wave, and then there's the others who are like it's bad juju.
If the Oilers are in Game 7 in the Stanley Cup Final and it's tied and they start doing the Wave, I will.
What if the Oilers win that hockey game? Will you give up this hate against the
Okay,
Wave?
I'll give it up then. But until then, no. There's rules, Matty. You just don't do it.
Don't mess
But
with
it just
karma.
happened. People do it.
Okay, once.
Because how many times do people? Well, but it happens. I don't know how many times it goes negative, but
Most
it's not
times.
like it happens. It happens all the time.
Isn't the
It
reason
happens
why
too much in Edmonton.
Right. Isn't the reason why we have this distrust for the Wave because it happened a bunch of times where they got scored on after the Wave,
Right
right?
after.
Yeah.
Or
Trevor,
are
back
people
me up
just
on it.
focus too much on the negative ones and don't think about the positive ones and go, well, it worked this time. No one talks about those. And today I'm going to start the conversation for the positives. Today I'm going to defend and go, it worked. Since the Wave has started and that we've had this discussion, it's 1-for-1.
Ooh.
Show me the proof where it didn't work. Oh, it also worked at the Heritage Classic, I think.
You should do the.
Did it?
You should do a poll.
No, it got shut down.
Oh, it didn't.
You
fully
should do a
work.
poll.
What's the poll? It's not. I don't care what people think here, Hernan. I want proof. I want facts. I want the science behind this. I want the numbers. I want the analytics, the advanced stats of whether the Wave works or
Expected
doesn't.
wave,
Trevor's gonna
expected
do
goals
it,
I'm
for
going to pay
post wave.
attention now.
Yeah. Surveyor Brett texts in 780-218-9999 Paris Jewelers inbox. EST equals everyone stop trying to have fun. And then he also has Hunter starts the Wave a lot at all times of the game. You got beef with Hunter? Yes, I do. He tried to give me the knucks yesterday, and I awkwardly grabbed his knuckle. Just because he didn't give me a high five when we were playing in the
Well,
game the other day at the heavy hockey charity game.
Oh, he wanted a high five of that for me, and it was an awkward one. I had to reach around
Yeah,
to
so
kind of do, and it's just
Someone
like
needs
this.
to talk
I
to
went
him
like that.
then before the next game and
Yeah.
say,
Whoever his handler is.
Well, but we need to have it happen organically now, moving forward, and not mess with the science. We can't mess with this the study now. We're doing a full study here. We got to let it happen and record the results as is, and you just deal with it and accept it.
I'll
Now,
do my
And
best to track it too.
if the numbers show afterwards that it doesn't work, then I will fully defend you guys. I will be on your side moving forward. I will go in those seats and start yelling at people in person. I'll just go right up and like, what are you doing? And I'll show them the numbers. But if it's proven the other way, you guys have to stop this.
You'll show.
I'll just print out the stats and show them the numbers. You
would have a
9 out of
spreadsheet
10
too.
times
Oh
this
my
doesn't
gosh.
work. What are you doing here?
There's got to be like a message in the playoffs before the game saying no wave until. And these are when you can do the wave.
Appropriate wave.
Like a rule.
Like they did before, lean. Bob and Jack used to do the video. Don't lean forward. Don't do don't do the Wave.
Like in those videos, especially back at Rexall Place, I remember them shooting it in the studio. And they give Jack like a fake cigarette, and he starts lighting it up like a joint. And I'm like, dude, you don't want to do that. He's like, what? I'm like, no.
Speaking of that, that's the guy you should get on the Hangout is Jack Michaels.
Yes,
If you could, Jack is the greatest guy.
I've talked to those guys. There's still
I guess it's probably, I don't know.
He'd be third on my list of power rankings of Oilers broadcasters. That
Cam
I want
Moon
this
number
show.
one.
100%.
right.
Saw
Tony
him again
Bard
yesterday. It was great. No, Bob would be number 2.
No,
again.
Bob's
Bring
number
in Bob.
9. I'm just
no,
kidding.
Bob's number
I'm
2.
kidding.
Because
I love Bob.
I'll say this every time I bring up Bob in relation to the Hangout. We will not talk a second of Oilers.
That'd be
It will be an
beautiful.
hour of SEC football / Alabama
You gotta
football,
talk Oilers
and then the
with Bob.
second hour will
It's
be Golden
torturing
Bears.
fans.
That's it. No, it's you could get Bob talking about hockey everywhere else. If he's ever sitting in one of these chairs, we're talking SEC football and we're talking Golden Bears.
I want to know
straight
about Bob's time as a CFL scout.
up. Sure, we could go do that.
Or we can talk about Bob's days as a Southside Athletic Club
Oh,
member.
Trevor, I've heard all about those millions of times.
Love listening to that. Or when we had Mark Letestu on the team, the former Bonnieville Pontiac.
Didn't the Oilers?
Derek Ryan, the former Alberta Golden Bear. Like, I love how Bob always has to drop that in when he's talking about those guys.
Didn't he play for one of the Oilers?
Stu McGregor.
Stu McGregor, yeah.
Yeah, there's 8 reasons that he couldn't play in the NHL. Stu gave him
8.
There's 8 reasons. Yeah, and,
Bob surprisingly skates quite well.
We've seen the video.
Yeah.
We've seen the video of Bob skating.
Not lately, but in the charity media game a few years ago, Bob showed up and I was like, he's like, Tom, I might surprise you out there today. And he did. He was surprisingly very good.
Okay, I do want to just end quickly on the Wave. Just one more thing, because there's a lot of people also saying you guys are gatekeeping and stuff.
Oh,
and I'm just going to say this right now, though. There's a lot of fans that agree with what you guys say on that one.
Thank you.
And this isn't like there's a lot of people like out there that do not want the Oilers fans to do that. That are Oiler fans, that they think that everything what you're saying, that it's not EST gatekeeping Rogers Place. There's a large portion of Oiler fans that just agree with everything that you guys have said.
We've got one right
and
here.
one right here. Actually, this one text, Aaron the accountant, I think this is in relation. It's not rules. It's not worth debate. It's just stupid. People need to stop doing it. It's annoying. It's as bad as the people in the corner stand up and wave to the camera during a face-off. Get your family. Great, your family can see your face on TV. Congrats. So, like, it's not an EST gatekeeper. It's not Trev from the Nasty Club gatekeeper. There's a lot of Oiler fans just in general that say, you shouldn't be doing this.
Those guys are also idiots. The people that stand up in row 2 that have to, wave to the
while they're on the
camera.
phone and looking back and like, hey, can you see me?
Your mom doesn't care that you're at the game, buddy. Like,
Trev, I'm liking this energy today.
you.
I'm loving it.
What about guy that bangs on glass?
Worst. The worst. Awful. Unnecessary. Don't do it.
The Vancouver guys made a comeback, eh?
what is it about if it's a fight? You
So
bang
I
on
think
the
if there's
glass.
something happening in front of you, like a big scrum, I could see you're trying to pump up your team or
I
something.
remember
I don't like that.
me and a buddy were sitting row 1 back at Rexall. It was Andrew Peters and Matt Green got into a fight right in front of us, and we were a few deep, so we started banging, and then got yelled at by the usher.
Yeah.
So a fight, I'm okay if you bang on the glass, but if you're just behind the net banging on the glass while buddy's
what's the
standing there,
Yeah.
the D-man's standing there, no.
Yeah.
Also, if you're yelling like the guy can hear you, he cannot hear you when
They cannot
behind
hear you.
there.
They're not
So-
listening
They also
to you.
generally could tune that stuff out.
Yeah.
Or the
They
guys that go there and just swear nonstop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, we all do it, but like, all game.
Yes.
Question, because I forgot to, when you brought this up with the guys talking about crypto and investments that were sitting by you,
Yeah.
what's worse, guys like that or the guy on a date talking hockey with his girlfriend or his date and what he's saying is the stupidest crap you've ever heard?
Oh, trying
That
to
makes no
explain
sense.
what's going on, but getting it all wrong.
Mansplaining hockey and you're just like, wow, you have no clue.
Well, at least with like the crypto guys, at least you're learning something, right?
yeah,
You think-
insider trading.
Well, you think, yeah.
Yeah.
Those guys are the best. Those like guys that they're like trying to like talk to their girlfriend about,
Yeah.
they should do this or like they should trade this, but I'm like, just shut up. Like,
Yeah.
She doesn't care.
She's looking good in the crowd. She wants some free drinks
Yeah.
and then have a good time. Yeah, that's a good point. I remember back in the day, I think it was just before I started in media, I went to a game and I sat like really low. I somehow managed to get good seats. And there was a guy and he was with a beautiful girl and he was just talking about all this stuff he knew about the team. And I'm like, you know jack shit about the team. Like everything you said is dumb. And I was more amused by what he was saying and how dumb it was to this girl.
You should have corrected him.
No, I would love to have.
You should have, but then to be more impressive to her.
No, I would have got punched.
Oh, he's bigger?
Yeah. No.
Oh,
I'm feisty. But not anymore. But I was just like, this is terrible. So when you brought that up, Trev, about the investment guys talking investments during a pretty important hockey game, I immediately recalled like these dates where guys are talking about the team and hockey in general. And you're like, wow, I hope this girl knows more about hockey than this guy because this is brutal.
So that's where you become the savior.
No, you're mowing someone's lawn. That's terrible. That's bad. That's bad juju. Don't do that. You meet her on Bumble later.
This is the EST Hangout presented by White Claw. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Trevor Harris, Nasty Club member. Do you know what your number is?
I'm 99, like Aaron Donald.
Did you get 99?
I did get 99.
Are you a Yankee fan?
No.
Oh.
Like Aaron Donald.
Yes,
Not even
Rams. I was,
the goat.
I was thinking Aaron Judge for a second there. Yeah, you're a Rams fan. You're a 49ers fan. Hernan Salas, Tom Gazzola with you here. What's that look for? Because I said Yankees.
Yeah, no,
Or-
whatever. I am still not looking forward to baseball.
I always look forward to the start of spring training. It just feels nice.
Yeah.
Then I get tired of it. Then I'm excited about season opener. First pitch, first couple days. It's great. Then it's just like, oh, we still got 160
the
to go.
Jays had such a terrible offseason. It went from the greatest offseason to the worst offseason real quick. So
Yeah.
they're having fun, though.
I do want to get to this one text that I got to get to here. I just got to find it. In the nasty chat, 780-218-9999. This is from Lucas. When will you get to CFL fantasy talk? At Lucas Holtz, the San Antonio Texans, the greatest number one undisputed CFL fantasy champ for 2023, champion of the Dunya fantasy. But
How many championships does he have?
4. But joining us is Trevor from, what's your league
Thicker
again?
Float. And our reigning champ is Dustin Nielsen, who
You guys gifted a great team to.
he might have some insider trading on his rosters.
Clearly.
He's a guy who will send. We have a group chat on WhatsApp. He'll send his roster in about an hour before kickoff time. So he's getting probably this guy's going, this guy's out, this guy might be a little injured. Not saying there's maybe some cheating, but he might get a little extra info.
I will say that's not cheating. He's getting info. Like, go find your own info.
Who let him in this league?
They let him in this league, and you've got that guy there.
Him
So
and his best friend, Glenn Suter.
How many guys in your
I know
league?
you don't believe they're good friends, but I think they're really good buddies.
if they were such good buddies, Dusty would have invited him to some sort of event in Edmonton.
Right. Like Glenn would be Marshall's godfather.
Yep.
Or you want to know something? At some point, when Glenn comes to Edmonton, like when Dusty goes to Vancouver and Glenn says, "Come to my house for dinner," at some point Dusty will be like, "You want to know something? I'm going to take you for dinner, Glenn. Just the two of us." And that has yet to happen.
Correct.
But where's Dusty going to take him? Like Dusty
Mr.
doesn't
Mike's.
Dusty doesn't have the
Italian Center
the
for
palate?
Panino right before a game. You know, I'll go stop at the Italian Center, have a nice, even pizza, get a
Yeah.
nice wine and pizza.
Yeah.
go
You could
to a
take
game.
Dusty should.
He could take him to Italian Center or something. They put a little table together. Dusty gets some specialty made chicken nugs, and then Glenn can get like a nice gourmet meal.
Do you guys feel that you have, like, do you believe that you are in the best CFL fantasy league, or do you feel that you still are a new league and you're up and coming?
We're definitely a new league. I think we got a few kinks to work out. We've the off-season meetings are happening right away. So, but I think
This is all virtual.
virtual
obviously.
meetings.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
we
just
got
making
we
sure.
got guys. They live out in Saskatchewan. The commish is based out of I
Atlanta.
believe it's Atlanta. Yeah.
Whoa.
Really?
The Georgia Satellites.
Yeah. He runs it.
He's
He
in
runs it.
Atlanta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I gave him everything of mine to him.
But I do
them
notice
to
that the
create their-
junior
Oh,
was
okay.
From
okay,
the
the
junior.
structure.
the junior was very closed off to expansion. But I saw the other day.
No, we've never
now
changed.
that there's another league. Oh, we might invite the glue guy in.
No, for anyone that has actually truly followed the Dunya, you would know that the league passed a rule a few years ago in its bylaws about expansion, which is very clear that we will not expand until a 10th team is welcome in the Canadian Football League. Then we will expand at that point. What came up this past AGM was the fact that Jay Milne, EST Glue Guy, maybe has become the leading candidate to take over a future franchise should that ever come. But we have discussed expansion for many, many years.
What about relegation? Because Eric, isn't Eric like the guy that he's like the 49ers? He gets to the finals and
Yep.
they just lose.
Yep. He did that again
No
this
offense,
past
Hernan,
season.
sorry.
Yeah.
Right to the heart.
You're going to be all right.
I apologize.
Do you need a
Do you
beer?
guys have relegation?
We do not.
So I don't know what you're bringing up for the Dunya here. Like, how about focus on your own backyard?
How
and
many
we'll
teams in
focus
your
on-
league?
We're a 6-team league.
And they
So
don't
yours
have to.
is harder.
No,
harder.
no. So let's.
I got
Are you
lucky last year,
disrespecting
so-
Lucas Holt's victory from this
No,
past year?
no, I'm just
you
saying
it's easy?
6 teams is harder because there's less players to choose from.
especially on the
But
quarterback
you don't have to play a
position.
quarterback.
So,
But you don't have to play a quarterback
Wait,
in there.
what?
Luke. Thank you.
you do not have to. We can have quarterback's like a flex position. You can put a quarterback in, or you can put somebody there. So
Who's saying thank you? Dusty? Yeah, he's questioning the fact that you don't have to play a quarterback right now. So thanks for saying thank you.
So last year I was the quarterback killer. Every quarterback I had got hurt. I had Mazzoli, injured. Then I got Bo Levi injured.
You need a
Could you
quarterback.
please let us be?
I was watching the delay, and he just said that it's more difficult to win a 6-man than a 4-man, and it 100% is.
It is.
It is. Your guys' waiver wire is a joke. There's guys all over that waiver wire. We actually have to
Your
scour the waiver wire.
your team was split between 3 of our teams. They let you have the easiest team ever. I don't know how that was happened.
It's called having an amazing draft. The only guy I picked up all year was Austin Mack.
And you had 5 guys, no offense, that couldn't pick up anyone
oh
apparently.
my God, listen to this.
Whereas me
We
and
got-
Lieutenant
oh my
Eric
God.
and Lucas ended up picking all the players that you got. Our talent is amongst everyone.
But your waiver wire is a joke. You can go on your waiver wire and pick up Kadeem Bloody Carey, for goodness
No,
sake.
you couldn't.
You guys picked up some.
I dropped him later
some good
because
guys
he was
on the
hurt,
waiver
and I
wire.
would drop him.
I got Trey Ford on the waiver wire, and he got me into the playoffs as my Canadian.
Great waiver wire pickup.
So
early
did
in the season.
Lieutenant
Early
Eric
in the
pick that
season.
one up.
Yeah, but you can't tell me your
You
waiver wire.
need to
We
leave.
have 2 more teams. We
You-
have 2 more teams.
Yeah, but you don't have to play a quarterback.
That's
so
2
continue
full
back to the
rosters
no
on your waiver
quarterback.
wire.
So you don't have to play a quarterback.
We do not have to play a quarterback.
Hernan, your thoughts?
What's the reasoning for that?
Because there's not enough for a 6-team league
There was
to have
not- yes,
multiple
quarterbacks.
quarterbacks.
Because every starting quarterback got injured. There was not enough quarterbacks to be able to everybody kind of put one in. So Dusty, I think, had Caleros, and I think he had VA on his roster. With who's it? Dalton Schoen. I think that those 2 guys won it for him.
I think did he have Keon Hatcher?
Yes, he had half the BC Lions. I think his roster
How did you
was
guys
the,
allow him to draft that?
Oh, Dusty is so mad right now.
Well, I mean, you can defend my league here, and it's just, I love what the Kerfloat is doing. The Dunya is very proud to have supplied everything to that league to allow them to get up and running.
Look at that.
Me and the commish of their league are in a communication throughout the season. He asks questions. I'm always happy to help. I'm just going to always push back against the idea that is already the number 1 CFL fantasy league over the one that has been established for going into its 9th season of play.
What about in the finals? Would you ever do a winner of your league versus winner of our league 1 week?
Crossover.
There's no, it's like, why would the NHL go up against the team from Europe? Because there's no benefit for the junior. If when we beat you guys, it would be like, oh, you're supposed to. You've been around longer. And then if we lose, it's, see, our league's better. It's like the NHL. They go play the winner of the KHL. There's no win for the NHL.
NHL does. They'll go to overseas to Europe, and
They don't play the
they
teams,
did
the exhibition games.
Maybe it's still.
That's exhibition.
I think you'd have to worry about Dusty winning our league, coming in here,
Well,
and beating
relegation.
Lucas or Eric.
I've got one concern that I will point to this past year, though, is the fact that you guys all somehow load up Dusty's team for him, and we have our talent spread across all the teams, so it won't work.
Or you guys are like the Premier League. You guys are Division 1. The winner of
Exactly.
their league goes up, and the last place here goes down.
Didn't you guys have a player that drafted like somebody who was retired?
Yeah,
in your
Scott
league?
McCord is very well known for. He has taken players who've been retired. He's taken players that are with contract in the National Football League. He's done that many times, and quite frankly, he won one championship in our second year. But for the most part,
How many years have you been doing this?
we're going into season 9.
Wow.
Lucas is a 4-time champ. I'm 3-time champ. McCord's 1-time champ. Lieutenant Eric, 0-time champ.
Lieutenant Rick's number 1?
He's always had something that always comes up. Something always bites him.
man.
But
All right.
the
So,
fact that you still don't have to play a quarterback, it's rough.
Because it changed. Because I was just going to ask, going into this season, who would be the number 1 overall pick? But I guess with you guys not playing a quarterback, it kind of
I think last year.
it's tough, right? Because then you guys would want a quarterback probably in the first round,
Yeah.
or
No, so based on my experience of doing this for many years, since the league's been around going into its 9th season, the Canadian is a big position. If you get
Yeah.
Brady
Yeah.
Oliveira is going to be a top choice.
He's probably
If
number 1?
He's not. And here's the only thing. Until McLeod Bethel-Thompson signed with the Elks, I would have said Trey Ford. It would have been battle between Trey Ford and Brady Oliveira because Trey Ford could go on that Canadian spot.
Oh, okay.
Now that he'll be a backup, Trey will drop in what I would project. And I would think Brady Oliveira is... Okay, I'll say in our league, he should be number 1 Scott McCord has kind of hinted he might take Vernon Adams Jr. number 1.
But I feel like McCord's going with the heart there.
Yeah.
I think last year Dalton
that means
Schoen
I get
was
Brady
number 1 in
Oliveira.
our league.
You're number 2?
I'm number
Dalton
2.
Schoen.
I think Dusty had the first. I think he picked Dalton Schoen. I had 3rd, and I took Geno Lewis.
Okay.
I loaded up on the Elks last year.
You went with
A
your
little
heart.
bit, yes. I went with the heart. So
But outside of Brady,
Oliveira.
yeah. Do running backs have a lot of value in CFL fantasy?
Here's where they do have some value is that the top end, there's only a few, and if you get one of them, you're in a great spot.
So like AJ Ouellette and
Well, he helped in our league, Lucas win the championship.
Yeah.
Who had AJ Ouellette in your league?
I did.
Okay, good. If you were going to say Dusty, I was
No,
going to
I had him.
I was going to be furious.
I had Roulette, so.
In the end, I'm glad there's multiple CFL fantasy leagues, and the CFL needs to get behind this.
Yes.
If you can get us in connection with Randy one day,
Yeah,
I'd love to have a
sure.
sit down. I'd love to have a sit down.
Absolutely.
I will show him our spreadsheets.
sure.
Get the CFL fantasy. Eric was talking about some retro American CFL gear. Let's get Randy
That's
out
a
here.
great idea. Well, you know what, Trev? That's actually a really good idea. If the CFL licensed that stuff, I'm pretty sure they own the rights to it. I would think, because there are these like, I'm not going to call it knockoff companies, but companies that have like taken those old uniforms.
Yep.
I saw like was it an NFL player wearing a Birmingham Barracudas?
I think Jalen Hurts was.
Yeah,
Was it
like,
Hurts?
Oh, is
if
it?
you're the
Okay.
CFL, monetize that. I think people would buy it out of the nostalgia feel.
Someone was wearing, his uncle or his dad played in when the CFL had the American teams, and he was
Oh, yeah?
wearing. Who was it?
But there was
It might have been-
Barracudas. I
there
remember
was a
Barracudas.
Barracudas
I
one.
don't remember. I don't
But
know if
that
there's
wasn't
other
like
ones.
an officially licensed CFL jersey. Like the NHL does the Whalers. The NHL does, like, I'm sure you can get a Kansas City Scouts jersey. Or,
Yeah, Jalen Hurts
yeah,
in a jersey.
yeah.
Oh,
and
that's cool,
That's
man.
like I've seen
You
that
can't
on
see that, I don't think.
Instagram where it's like retro
Yeah.
football, and it's clearly like CFL stuff. Like somebody get the Baltimore CFLers jersey going, then eventually we called the Stallions.
So what's weird is the Rider store actually did this for a number of years.
Smart.
There were shirts of the American franchise you can go
Smart.
buy. You can go to Saskatchewan, go to the Rider store, buy it or online.
Yeah.
They've since stopped selling those, and no one else has picked up that slack. And it would be great to have those returned.
I would wear a Las Vegas Posse hat.
Hell
I would
yeah.
love the Sacramento Gold Miners.
That's where Calvillo started.
That's right.
Yeah.
No other pro team in football has ever practiced in a parking lot like the Las Vegas Posse.
I remember the games in Shreveport.
Yeah, the Shreveport Pirates.
Only one side of the stadium with fans. It was
Shreveport's the champion in the junior.
Are they?
that's Luke's team.
No, that's McCord's team. McCord started his first year. He was the Las Vegas Posse, and then he relocated to Shreveport and then won.
You're the gold miners, right?
I'm Sacramento Gold Miners. Although
Memphis.
I've put Sacramento on the clock of I need a stadium built, otherwise I'm moving that franchise. Memphis Mad Dogs
Yeah.
and the San Antonio Texans.
So what's left out there? Las Vegas.
Vegas is still available.
Miami
Birmingham.
Manatees.
Birmingham.
Manatees
guy.
would be. You're the Manatees.
I'm the Manatees.
Nice.
There is kind of an unwritten, unspoken truth of our league that no one's ever going to touch the Baltimore Stallions.
Huh.
They won.
They were like a super team for a couple of years.
And that's like so I think there's like an unwritten feeling by us that no one's ever going to touch the Stallions.
And they had such an amazing following.
They did.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Man. Mike Pringle, Tracy Ham,
Yeah.
the good old.
It was one of the best teams ever fielded in the CFL because they didn't have the
No
They didn't
Canadians.
have to have the Canadians.
Oh, that sucks.
They could fill that up, right? But like they were
It's
able to just
awful.
go full Americans,
Right.
which is one reason. Like I know there was a Twitter account recently that said, "Could it work the CFL again in the US or like
Let's see
St.
how the
Louis or
UFL does
something?"
here.
But it's also it changes things because of labor laws in the US. They would have to they could just play only Americans, and it does give a bit of advantage to the American teams.
Yeah.
Whereas part of this league, one thing that makes it wonderful, and I know the detractors will say this is why it sucks, but is that it develops Canadians. We have some Canadians that play, and it's really cool to have Canadians in our league. You know?
Really quickly, Rams fan Texan says in-season tournament for the Dunya versus Dusty's fantasy league. do it. And then the Canadian
But I think
thing,
the rules are like but the rules are different a little bit,
just saying
right?
what
Like
Rams
which
fans said.
I know, but which
You'd have to settle on one of the league.
well, that's
rules.
like they don't have to play a quarterback, but we're built for quarterback.
Yeah. So it would have to change.
We've added the Rouge into our league.
oh God,
This past
I knew
year,
your league was better, Trev.
we've added the
I
Rouge.
love the Rouge.
This is the Canadian Football League, and
Awful.
one thing that makes it great is the Rouge. So we've
Gross.
added it into our league going forward.
Would you be okay if the Rouge was only on field goals, missed field goals?
No, he
No,
doesn't
I
want
don't
to
think you should get a point for missing
no,
a field
that's
goal.
that's
So what do you want?
rewarding.
You don't want the Rouge at all?
Maybe for I want it completely gone. I could find middle ground, getting rid of the point for punts into the end zone.
Okay.
Okay.
The Rouge for the Dunya this upcoming year is only eligible for punts or kickoffs, not on missed field goals.
Okay, that's better, but still not perfect.
One rule I would like, if you're going to give a point on a kickoff, if you can kick it through the end zone from your own 30, you get a point for that. I'd like to see that maybe in the NFL. Instead of, just kicking it and it's touchback right away. If you can kick off,
And go to commercial.
yeah.
Because the
absolutely.
kickoff
say if it
game
goes-
is dead in
It
the
is.
NFL.
It's
Fair catch.
well,
or
when you're getting a
going
fair
through.
catch on, the
Yeah.
10-yard line.
Yeah.
Because then the ball advances right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The two things I would say, so the NFL, one, I would love actually, if you could get it through the uprights off
Yeah.
the kickoff, I'd give a point.
Sorry, yeah, that's what I meant.
I would go
okay,
straight.
okay.
Like if you're accurate enough to get it through those uprights, I'm cool
That
with
would be wild.
But
I'd
the
do that-
NFL
yeah,
has
both
started
of
talking again about the XFL kickoff, which the XFL or the UFL, whatever the league is, isn't
UFL.
doing. But when the XFL was around pre-COVID with the Vince McMahon 2.0, they had that weird kickoff, which ended up working really well. Where
where they would run and
they're lined up pretty close to the receiver,
10
And you
yards.
couldn't run till the
Okay.
ball
And-
was caught. I think.
Yeah,
it
no,
was.
not the coin toss.
okay,
not the coin toss.
No,
No,
bring
where
that back.
it's you don't they don't run the entire field,
Yeah.
so that the collision
Isn't as high impact.
absolutely.
Yeah, less
and it
injury.
actually they saw quite a bit of kick returns happening, and it was actually really innovative. And there's talk the NFL is slowly looking at that and maybe bringing that into their league. I'm surprised no one else has
They
actually
should,
adopted that.
'cause, yeah, like the return game in the NFL is just non-existent.
Yeah.
No,
Like you don't have the Dante Halls or the
Devin Hester
Hester.
or anything like that, yeah.
yeah, like it's because everything's fair catch or it goes through on kickoffs goes through the end zone. It's just and you want to get rid of the Rouge.
Yep.
Yeah, which encourages returns. It encourages the return. That ball, missed field goal, is in the end zone. If you're encouraged to return that, otherwise it's a point.
Dean Faithful from 23 yards out, chip shot, high and outside. That's okay, Dean. Here's a point.
So you're against the Wave and the Rouge.
Yep.
I'm with Tommy.
Thank you, Trev. I knew you were
What
cool.
what do you guys think of these new Fanatics jerseys? I know, sorry, a little off topic, but
In baseball?
how
Or
bad
hockey?
do you think they're going to be in the NHL next year?
I'll tell you what I've been told from people in hockey is the game day jerseys that the players wear is the exact same factory that manufactures the Adidas jerseys right now.
Oh, okay.
And same material.
Okay.
As of right now. I don't know if they changed like the cut
Yeah, but
or
do you see
the
what
look.
happened with baseball?
But baseball is a completely different
Oh, my
story.
Right, so eventually,
Yeah.
when does that come?
I
through the
don't
Fanatics
know. I
deal,
don't know.
Right?
But if that happens, like those look terrible.
Yeah.
Fanatics is horrible to begin with. Like, I do not want to see what they're going to do to the NHL
Yeah.
jerseys at some points.
I've been told that we need to just embrace Fanatics because no other like sporting goods company, the Nikes, Adidas, they don't want anything to do with jersey manufacturing anymore.
I, for one, welcome our overlords.
And Fanatics is like billions upon billions in industry. Like they are the industry leaders and they're just taking over crappy material, crappy execution on finishes. Be damned. They're going to be the overlords of on or a game day apparel and then fan apparel.
Is there a reason why like Nike and Adidas don't want it? Just the hassle, or
I'm not sure. I was just told like Adidas doesn't really want to do it, and this isn't just a hockey thing. It's like other sports
Yeah.
too. I don't know if it's like a prestige thing or if they're I really don't know. But I was told like the big dogs that used to make jerseys for all the sports,
Well-
the appetite isn't really there, and apparently, Fanatics has been like they licensed the Nike brand, but they make the jerseys, and they had
Okay.
been before, and I guess that's kind of been quietly happening for a few years in a couple different leagues apparently. But yeah, so I was just told get used to Fanatics because it's taking over everything.
Who does the CFL?
New Era.
Yeah.
And that was, I heard, a struggle to find too, because Adidas didn't want anything to do with it. Again, like the same. Adidas is dropping hockey, obviously, and New Era stepped up. And
So get your jerseys now for Oilers.
Yeah, I just got a new one on Sunday for my birthday. So
yeah,
Oh, happy.
new Connor McDavid jersey,
nice.
What color? Which one?
the blue one.
Nice.
It's the only one I didn't have. So I was rocking the old, what's it, navy blue and the orange.
You a big jersey guy?
I love jerseys.
Yeah.
Jerseys, I love.
If
too.
I'll buy it. I probably won't wear them, but I'll buy just to have in the collection. So
Nice.
I feel like, say this is an educated guess, when the new Fanatics jerseys roll out, you go to a Pro-Am and you go see Jack and Ken and you say, well, what's the deal on the jerseys? Because they have to liquidate all the old stuff. Probably get some pretty sick deals on good quality stuff.
that'd be good. Mixing a few players. I'm a
Yeah.
guy when I buy a jersey, it's probably somebody that's going to be here a long time. I got a crap load of Hemsky or Ryan Smith jerseys. Now it's McDavid. So
Are those the
Brown.
oldest ones you have, Hemsky and Smitty?
I got a George LaRock jersey.
Nice. Do you have any like from the
trying to think.
'90s, like a Jason Arnott or?
No, I think probably Ryan Smith would be the oldest. I got a 93 Anaheim Ducks jersey
Wow.
that my kid
Classic.
wears now for hockey practice. I think it's probably the oldest jersey I still have.
Nice.
Are you a jersey guy?
No,
So I don't recall ever actually seeing you in a jersey.
I have soccer. Like most of the jerseys I have been gifts.
Yeah.
So I have a few soccer from like Chile and stuff like that. I've had 3 Oiler jerseys. Glenn Anderson, who was my favorite player growing up, was a gift. Taylor Hall.
Yeah.
And then recently, I got gifted a Leon Draisaitl, the white one, which is it's an awesome gift because I don't wear jerseys a lot, but it's always nice to have and something to have for down the road as a memory and all that. So I do want to get Patrick Willis 49ers framed because he's going into
that'd
the
be
Hall
nice.
of Fame. So I want to do that. So look into that. But no, I'm not. I don't wear soccer jerseys because those are the ones that you can wear you can wear out,
t-shirt.
right?
And
Yeah.
Like I have them, but I don't wear them unless I go to a game. So
Yeah.
what about you? Are you a jersey guy, Tom? Do you have
I
any
love
random ones?
jerseys. I don't collect them though.
No.
The best jersey I have is a Jason Strudwick reverse retro Islanders jersey.
Nice.
I have it framed up. It's in my office/studio. What else do I have? I have a Matt Hendricks jersey.
Nice.
When I was still working for the team, I did an event, and they're like, "Hey, just as a thank you, just come into the tickle trunk." It was a big storage room, and they're like, "Here's 3 racks of jerseys. We're getting rid of Reebok. Whatever one you want that's not 97." And I was like, "All right, do I get Draisaitl?" Leon and I go back when he was just a kid coming, and we get along well. And I was like, maybe. And then I saw like a Brandon Davidson in the old orange ones.
Yeah.
And I was like, I like Davey. He's a good kid. And I'm like, maybe I'll take this one. I had the orange one in my hand, and I just kind of like one last flip through, and there's the classic royal blue home jersey with 23 Hendricks. And I was like, sorry, Brando. Hung it back up, took the 23 Hendricks, and my buddy Brad Ellard at the time, who's in charge of like fan relations and stuff like that, he's like, really? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you don't want any of the like other guys? I'm like, no, I'm good. This is mine. And I took a picture. I text Hendo, and I was like, hey, I just got this. You want to sign it for me? And he's like, F yeah, here's my address. So I had the Sandy from the Oilers sent it off to Hendo. I got it back like 2 weeks later. Nice message on the back.
That's awesome.
He's such a good man. So it's stuff like that I like. I have a Louis DeBrusque one too that Lou needs to re-sign because it's kind of faded.
Yeah.
But that's it for hockey. I have a Cujo one that I won from a McDonald's contest.
Oh, wow.
Back in the day, design a mask. I was like 10 or 11, and I did this mask, and I won from one of the McDonald's, and they gave me a Cujo signed jersey. That was cool. And then I have like Carson Palmer, Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Warren Moon, Eskimos,
Yes.
retro, and then Mike Ryland. That's it.
Like I'd love to get again, like with the Patrick Willis, like more collect them now.
Yeah.
Just like I love a Ricky Ray or like a Singer Mobley because those are my two favorite players all the time. And I know people are gonna be like Mobley, like who the hell?
Why
Mobley?
not? He's still
like,
around sometimes.
Like he's great, and I mean, I think now I just want to collect more of the old school guys.
I had a couple Jason Tucker jerseys that are autographed that I
classic.
have. And now I just rock, the Mike Riley jersey.
Yeah, Mike Riley.
I wish I had a Mike Riley jersey.
Used to have,
I've got one.
You have a lot of soccer. You wear.
I
soccer.
have a few. I don't have a lot. I want to start getting you'll be the only one in this room, I think, fully. Are you a soccer guy at all?
Not a
No,
soccer
okay, so you'd be
guy.
the only one that could go into this with me right now. But I do want Alphonso Davies Bayern Munich still. There's a couple of jerseys. They're just classic Bayern jerseys generally. Is it wrong to get an Alphonso Davies Real Madrid
No.
jersey? Because it's it's Real Madrid, and I'm not a Real Madrid fan or anything like that. But a Canadian playing for Real Madrid seems just insane to have ever imagined. And that I kind of want an Alphonso Davies Real Madrid kit.
I was telling you last time when there was rumors he's going. Now it looks like he's actually making the move, which is
It's just a matter of when.
yeah, it's amazing, and because he's going to be a starter there, Canadian kid on Real Madrid.
Which is it's not valuation wise, but supporter wise, it's probably the most supported sporting club in the world. Any sport.
I'm not I don't cheer for any club, but I'll probably get a Davies Real Madrid because it's
It's
special.
a Canadian on a Real
Exactly.
Madrid.
But
But
why-
I just feel dirt, like because it's
Because you're a
everyone
Man-
has
because
Real,
you're a United
but everyone
fan.
has Real Madrid stuff. It's like getting a Yankees jersey in a sense. Everyone has the Yankees, and it's like, well,
Yeah, but
am I just following along? Like, I don't think Eric would ever touch a Real Madrid Davies
no,
jersey.
but like I'm not saying like I get it because like,
It feels faux pas.
If you're a
But it's
diehard
Canadian.
United fan, like I get it, like how you were in Real Madrid jersey, even though
Exactly.
they play in different leagues and blah blah blah. But yeah, I get it. But
it's a Canadian.
that's what I mean.
From here.
And Real Madrid always has nice kids.
They do. They're classic.
They're always nice. They're always nice. So,
I feel like this is
Do
in a
you,
way.
man?
Why not? This is a way of like. Is this a wrong comparison for everyone? Like somebody in Toronto getting a McDavid Oilers jersey? No, that's not the same comparison.
Well, they're holding
Not
out
for the
hope
same.
that they're going to have McDavid Leafs jersey at some point. That's never going to happen.
Dare to
so.
dream, Trev.
But it's a.
Dare to dream.
I don't feel like there's enough talk fully about the idea that Alphonso Davies might be going to Real Madrid. Maybe because he's also at Bayern Munich
Start
right
the
now.
wave.
Well, Bayern Munich is one of the biggest clubs in the world too. Like it's not like he's going from Vancouver to Real Madrid. He went from Vancouver to Bayern, but there is something really like special about Real Madrid and the greats that went there. And Alphonso Davies might be there, and
And
part of this
Mbappe's
new.
going.
Mbappe's there. They got Vinny
Bellingham.
Jr. Bellingham is already there.
that's
like
gonna be must watch.
that's going to be a scary team in Europe to
Yeah.
play against for a long time, and it's just like.
Good on him. though,
Damn.
for that kid to make that move ahead of the World Cup too, in 26.
Yeah,
like
this is a huge deal.
What kind of
what's
money
coming.
is he going to be making there?
Why? You know what? Actually, it's funny. Is soccer players actually don't make that much when you break down what the contracts are. What would his contract be right now? It's not that high. Like for the sport.
He's getting but he's,
But then you get the sponsorships,
yeah,
which hopefully
he's
help.
gonna make a killing there. Absolute killing.
I don't know.
He's man, what a team, yeah. 'Cause,
Right now, it
who
says
had
he's
it?
making 11.25 euros. That's pretty good.
So what's that?
That's awesome. That's
Euros,
like
that's
20
about
million
15, 16?
15, 16?
No?
Okay.
Or is it higher?
I don't know. Isn't the euro more than the US dollar right now?
You might
so
be
he's
right.
gonna make more than that at Real. Real
Good
Madrid's
for
one
him,
of the richest
man.
teams in
Very
the world.
happy for him. Good kid. North side. North side.
Well, we got to go to Spain, Maddie, and watch a game. Santiago
España.
Bernabeu. España.
16.5 Canadian.
Nice.
How much?
So 16.5.
So he'll probably be around 20.
Maybe.
Damn.
He's still young. He's going to start. That's the best club in the world. Like, that team has no issue paying players. None.
No, because they're really good at getting rid of players when they're bringing in these players
Yeah.
to keep
And
the money
they're-
right.
And, like, it's
It's
just,
an Edmontonian playing for Real Madrid.
it's crazy.
It just doesn't feel real. This is not what some of the Germans might think about Leon Draisaitl playing for the Oilers.
Yeah, of course. 100%. Like, what would you
Our
compare?
guy is playing
Yeah.
for this club that Wayne Gretzky played for.
Yeah. Talking to some German people, like, they don't think of it the same way, but
Like, it, like,
they're like, oh, I've heard of him.
I haven't
Yes,
watched
very
the
good.
Real.
Well, those that actually know about
Oh,
Leon.
yeah,
Like
okay,
the
okay.
hockey fans
Yeah,
of
yeah,
Germany, I'm sure, look at Leon and go, he's playing for the Edmonton.
True.
So would he make the move in the summer, August?
It's 24 or 25. They don't know.
Oh,
But because they still. So how soccer works for those that don't know, and again, you, Trevor and Tom,
No
are just
clue.
like, what
Sorry,
is
guys,
going on here?
but-
I love it. I love it.
It's so either he has to wait for his contract to run out and then he can move on a free deal to Real Madrid, or he's agreed to terms with Real Madrid, but now Real Madrid has to come to terms with Bayern Munich to basically end his
Transfer.
contract, and then he gets a new contract. Like there's the transfer fee that needs to be worked upon, and apparently Bayern wants, I think, 50 million. Real Madrid only wants to pay 35 million. So now there's the negotiation that's going to come. So you have to, like, Real Madrid would have to pay X amount to the team and then give X amount to the player.
Ah.
That's generally how it works.
So can they do like trades in soccer, or is it?
It's,
just
this is what it's
transfer
called.
type thing? Okay.
Yeah, like I guess in ways there are ways through transfers where it could be player for a player.
Okay.
They could do that. It's more rare to see that happen, and it's
soccer,
also
you-
very limited in when you could do it.
Right.
You could do it in the summer, and then it ends like August 31st, September 1st, something like that, and then it opens up again in January.
Yeah.
Jan 1 through Jan 31. That's it. Then.
so you have 2 windows, and then you can also loan players.
That's what I found
Okay.
odd is the loaning of players.
So if you get a young player who's got like a huge upside, and you're one of the top teams, and you know he's not going to play a lot on your team, you loan him to a lower team where he's going to be a starter and get that experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or you have a player that's just no longer good.
Yeah.
And you're paying him too much. You could loan him out to another team to get him off, like, because you don't want him anymore. And you could offset some of his money by having him play somewhere else, and you don't have to deal with him.
Because didn't Beckham get loaned from LA Galaxy to,
I think it was AC
AC
Milan.
Milan.
AC
yeah.
Milan, yeah.
and then he wanted to stay there, and Galaxy are like, no.
Well, AC,
come back.
like you compare the two, like
Yeah.
like back then the MLS wasn't where it's at now, and well, you saw a documentary.
Yeah, that's where I got that from.
And then AC Milan, he's playing with like world talent, like world class.
How
like,
dare you
know.
besmirch the LA Galaxy like that?
No, that was back in the day. Now they're
They're not good again.
no.
I don't think. I think they've dropped. LAFC is the bigger club.
Have you seen
LA.
the price? When does Messi go to Vancouver?
Early, I think. I think it's May or something.
Tickets are gonna be wild for that.
I just seen Canada qualify for Copa America, and I hopefully will see him
When's that game?
June 20th in Atlanta.
Oh, that and then next month is the Copa.
Oh, no, that game, the qualifying, March 25th. Canada, Trinidad, and Tobago.
Should get together for that.
Yes.
You down?
We'll figure that out.
If you're in
I'm down.
and you're in,
Let me
I'm
know.
in.
We'll teach you guys
And
about
Eric,
the
too. I wanna-
Copa
Last time we
America.
went to watch Canada play, did they play? No, they got rained out.
Yeah, we went to.
yeah, we were there at Pint.
They had to play the next day.
Or Hudson's.
Pint.
Were we at Hudson?
No,
yeah,
Pint.
it was
Pint.
Pint. It was Pint that night.
From It's Just Your Average Canadian in the Nasty Chat. 4th Canadian to play in La Liga when Davies goes.
Damn.
Yeah,
He'd be the
so
ever.
Julian de Guzman.
Julian de Guzman was the first. Theo Corbeau played for Granada, and then Kyle Larin. He currently plays in La Liga.
Oh, that's right.
nice.
Who did you say?
Julian de Guzman.
No, who's you say after that? You said another
Oh, I
guy.
thought maybe Atiba.
No.
No, but well,
So
he played-
Davies would be the 4th to ever play in Spain.
Nice.
that's awesome. But no one's played at Real Madrid until now.
No.
Because Julian de Guzman played for Deportivo, which was a good team back then, and he was playing really well for them. I remember.
05 through 09.
Yeah.
Abutski wants to know something. What? You don't have to answer it, but it'd be nice if you could. Abutski says, I hope that this is the final year for the white numbers on the Elks home jerseys. I am not a Packers fan.
Yeah. So
Sorry.
75th year. There's new
75th
jerseys for 75. Are you allowed to say that or no? Okay, Tom's saying that because we
I'm
had
saying there's new jerseys for the
yeah.
75. You don't have to say,
No,
you stay
we'll
out of
leave
it.
you out
And
of
he
it.
didn't tell me anything.
But 75th year. Well, Scout was in and he talked about it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a fun year. I think.
I
at
think
Commonwealth.
so. 75 years, man. That's cool.
It's gonna be a good celebration.
Yep.
And
did you guys buy a tailgate spot?
Oh, just stop it.
so now,
Just stop
well,
it.
we can't. Okay, I'm not even gonna comment on that
Yeah,
part
now
and
we're not
stuff.
commenting. You just, what you did here, you. Start the wave.
Do you still go to a lot of games?
I try to.
Yeah.
I went to probably 2 or 3 a year. We usually go to Saskatchewan. My wife's and her family are Riders fans, so my father-in-law lives in Edmonton, but has Riders season tickets.
Oh, nice.
So he'll go to a couple games a year out there. And then I'll try to go to the Labor Day rematch usually, and then find 1 or 2 other ones to go to. So
Nice.
bring my kids. They had a good time out there. So
Getting the
They
kids
go on-
brainwashed into CFL.
Bringing them
Go on
out
the
there.
field
Nice.
after.
we haven't yet. No.
No.
We We went last year. My son caught a football from the fire truck, so we love that. So
Nice.
I said, I remember running up and down the stairs doing that. So curious to see how it goes this year with just the lower bowl. I actually think that's going to be a lot better to watch on TV.
Yeah.
You're not going to have an entire section empty, and I think it's going to create a better atmosphere. So
I think it was Scout when we had him last week from the Elks Herd podcast. He said like, I think they'll average 27,000 at the games, and I just thought to myself, man, that's going to look so good if that's the case. Like, because it is only like, I think the lower bowl
shots that end up with the top.
One, the atmosphere is going to feel better just because if I think it's 31,000 in the lower bowl.
It's around there, yeah.
If you have 27,000 out of 31,000 just sitting together, it is just naturally going to create a much more vibrant crowd.
Yeah.
And I'm really going to love that.
Selfishly, in my section, when there wasn't a lot of people there, you could spread out. It was nice. But I'd like to see more people.
Well, and I think there's going to be a lot of people walking away from Commonwealth going, that was a great time. Like,
I hope so.
Win or lose, no matter what, football is the football. People do, like, it's different than the Riverhawks and, like, the Stingers. People care about what happens on the field. Mm-hmm. But I think there's going to be a lot of people that just walk away and be like, this was a fun day. And then tailgate's 3 hours.
It's really picking up. Like, I've been there for 2 years and I haven't been out on tailgate on game day.
It's fun.
You're going to have to come
I'm going
in.
to try this year to just at least for 10 minutes or so because
Say hi to Jerry.
it looks
It's
amazing out
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
and it's good for the kids. I got a 8 and 6 year old. It's it's a heck of a lot cheaper than taking my son to an Oilers game and concession wise there. So I think it's a great family experience for.
when it's hot out, like it's awesome. Like it's,
Like I remember
love it.
going
It's nothing
as a
like
kid all Friday nights with my dad and
Yep.
just sitting there watching. Like I don't know, nothing beats going to a game. You can watch it on TV, but
It's not the same.
it's not the
same.
same. It's
Like you
to be
said,
there. It's,
like we're probably same age or similar, but like I remember in the 90s, like as a kid too, you'd go to the games and you were allowed to go on the field after and the players would hang out. And so I saw that last year and it was cool. And it's great seeing little kids get excited to see the players, and players would come out and sign autographs
Absolutely.
and take pictures. And it's just great. I think that's the way to get the young people involved is they meet these guys. And
Yeah.
Yep.
because the kids, the score is a score, right? It's just meeting these guys that for them are just amazing.
Giant
amazing.
human beings.
Like
never
the
remember.
Elks, they did it great. You have the fan day last year, like a day or two before the season opener.
Yep.
My son went and he loved it. Got to meet all the players, got his jerseys, signed and everything like that. Like that's what you need to grow the league. So
It was hot that day.
Yeah.
You were
Matt was
standing
there.
you
Was
were
it
standing
hot?
outside all day.
Yeah, it was really hot.
I don't remember it being hot.
Yeah. It was really, really
I remember me and J-Bo had a great time. We had a lot of fun with that one.
Was that right before we got shut down?
Yeah, well, so the Saturday was the fan day.
Yeah.
So we did a nice little preview. Me and JMO interviewed a bunch of players. Hernan was great getting some players for us, and Coach Jones. And Jones wasn't happy when I asked him about the home losing streak.
Matthew,
But yeah,
why you ask me
yeah,
that
ask
question?
that question. I'm sorry. Then the next day was the home opener against the Riders.
The Riders,
And then Friday or Wednesday we got let go.
Yes.
So I got one pre and post
That
last
was-
year.
Yeah.
And I will say, like, it was great being back at the park again last year, the stadium. I am
was
very
good.
much though looking forward to doing pre and post again this
Yes,
season.
sir.
Green and Gold
There's-
Kickoff Show will return. So very much like I can't wait to just talk CFL again, a regular basis. Jay Milne's going to join me
Excellent.
on the show this year.
I remember last year. There's like when you're working, it's a little bit different, right?
Yes,
like
totally.
You're kind of running around, and but there's. I mean, me and Dom were talking. But there's like a moment on game day, like 3 hours before the game, and you're just on the field, or you go sit in the stands by yourself, where it's just an amazing feeling.
That's cool.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's like
Yeah,
soon this is
yeah.
gonna be filled with people and fans cheering and football and
Beer
and
spilling.
Yeah.
But there's just something about it that is just amazing. Like
18
it's-
Grey Cup, I had that because I was there early because I was doing a special pregame show for the
Yeah.
Grey Cup game. And there was just basically no one there. And you're just looking at this field and you're like, there's going to be a championship awarded tonight. And like, it's so quiet right now, but it's going to
Cara
be
will
great.
perform her heart out.
And she'll do amazing.
She did do amazing. My dad liked her. Trevor, what were
Speaking
you
of the
saying?
Grey Cup, TSN needs to listen. We need to get Dusty on the Grey Cup call. I don't
On
care.
TV.
On TV, not
He did
the
radio.
radio.
He's done radio. He's done radio.
Rod Smith, great guy.
Excellent
Get
broadcaster.
Dusty. Get Dusty doing the Grey Cup game.
Him
Amen,
and his
brother.
best friend should do it.
Glenn
It
Suter.
was we had Chris Cuthbert growing up. Our generation needs Dusty calling these games.
Amen, brother.
That's my my CF smell spiel.
I like it.
Yeah,
Make it happen, Hernan. Make some calls.
I'll call Lucas Barrett at
Yeah.
the CFL. Dusty's great, man. Like
He is.
I know he did a bunch of our games, and he had some just phenomenal, like the
What Is
Winnipeg
Happening.
game,
Oh, what is he doing?
What is happening?
like because
Cornelius.
Yeah,
KB took the first play from scrimmage all the way to the house.
Yeah.
And then, like, he had a great call on that, and then he had a great call on the Lucius Purifoy interception to go up 22-0, and he's just so. It's just amazing.
And the game ended there. The game just
it
finished
really
there.
did.
In the nasty chat, one Duck Dad saying Maddie taking shots at Stingers and Riverhawks fans. No, I'm not. Like literally, you go to Riverhawks games and most people don't even know what their standings are for the Riverhawks.
True.
It's
Very
not
true.
you could leave.
They've built a great
like
atmosphere.
absolutely, and that's the thing. It's just a great time. And
Yeah. It's a
fun time.
if the Riverhawks lose and people aren't leaving just really upset, the Elks lose. There's people walking away just upset about what happened. Doesn't matter how great of a time they had with everything else. They're just upset by the
I
results.
saw
So
grown
it's a little
people
bit different.
crying after they won that first home game.
I also have an
Crying.
issue with you.
Me?
'Cause yes.
Oh, bring it on.
Paris Jewelers inbox 780-2899-99. Hoss texted in. You guys are boring me to death with this soccer talk. Tommy, try being in the room for that chat. Yawn face. Haha. Making fun of you and I, Hernan, of having this wonderful chat about the local kid, Alphonso Davies, eventually playing for the biggest club in the world,
I apologize.
sporter-wise.
I get it.
What are you
I get it.
apologizing for?
People don't like
No, I'm not
soccer.
taking that. I'm
This
pandering
guy,
to our
he
listeners.
can't even defend us talking about our local kid. He just agrees and goes, "Yeah, they're boring. They're the worst. What are these two
I didn't
guys
say you're
doing
the
here?"
worst. I just said try being in
Thanks
the
for having
room.
our back, Tommy.
I've got your back.
Calling you out on that one.
Oh my, yeah. Sorry, I apologize, Matthew. I didn't know that one would irk you that much. Can I say one little story that is related to Maddie and what we had at 12-6? So you were on location for that Elks fan day, right? And that was great, good vibe, all that. And then you were supposed to be on location. Where was it? At
on the day we were let go?
at the ballpark.
Riverhawks. Me, JMO, and Tide were going that
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
I vividly remember this, and this is classic JMO. You could appreciate Trev. I think you could appreciate this. And it was weird. Something was up the day that they shut us down, right? And you guys were supposed to be on location. I went into the talent tank to fill up my water bottle going into the last. I think it was like the 8:30 break, and Jeff Walker's like, "Hey, JMO, what's going on?" He's like, "Well,"
Jeff has no idea what's about to come.
Jeff
And
goes-
JMO and I have figured it out already.
Yeah, and Jeff goes, "So you and Maddie are going to be down at the ballpark. Looking forward to that show." And then JMO just looks at him. He goes, "We'll see," and he walks out. And I was like, "Well, that was weird." And then a half hour later, we're walking to the boardroom. You guys are done. Oh, that all makes sense.
So is it like during a commercial break?
Yeah,
For them it
literally, it
was.
was
For you and
Eric and
Eric,
I
yeah,
that were
remember?
going into the last hour.
But a
Dusty
heads
on
up was
golf
kind of
trip.
like me and JMO especially, we've been around enough that we got some clues that morning and we're like, something's going down.
Yeah.
And then we started texting these boys
And
and talking.
Eric
and
was
it was
telling
figured
me, and
out.
I'm like, oh,
And it was,
wow.
but it was just like, we were so excited because the game for the Riverhawks was going to be at 11.
Yeah.
It was the kid game. A lot of people
Okay.
there. We were going to start our show. We were 10-2. So we're going to be able to do like grab a couple of Riverhawks people
Yeah.
before the game and then have JMO and Tide do a show while also having a ball game going on out
Amazing.
there. And you know Tide's going to start doing play-by-play at some point.
And Expos references.
It was just gonna be like, this is gonna be a fun day, and then we didn't get that. So
But
Wow.
just the way JMO looked at Jeff and he goes,
I can picture
"We'll
it,
see."
man, yeah.
Jeff Walker. Met him at the Summer Bash. What a character.
He is a character.
Good old Walker.
doing some great things over at 630 Chet
Excellent.
right
Yeah, he's
We're
at
very
Chet,
proud
yeah,
of him.
good for him.
now. Doing some good work over there. I had a few people. Brendan Clack's over there.
Clacker.
Clacker's over
Clack
there still.
Daddy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's still there. So
He's doing the big show.
and then
Kellen Kennedy?
Kellen Kennedy.
We went to
Yeah.
college together,
So-
yes. Good. Kellen's put
And
together.
then, of
a
course,
nice career.
Kellen's been there for a while.
I
man.
know.
and of course,
I don't know,
there's
but-
Reed, there's Bob,
Mooner.
Dave Campbell, Mooner, Jack still
Jack,
does the
kinda,
games
yeah.
every so often there. Rob
Dave-
Brown,
Dave
great
Campbell's
stuff
a
over there.
beauty.
D-Mac. Daryl McIntyre.
D-Max,
D-Mac.
Stacey
Stacey
Brotzel.
Brotzel, yeah.
Courtney, you're friends
Courtney
with Courtney.
Terrio, yeah. I went to- I worked
Morley
in Lloyd
Scott
with
over
him.
there. I think.
He's pretty funny,
Morley.
man.
Yeah, he's funny.
Corny
guy.
Terrio.
And yeah.
He's got some. He's got
Dave
some.
Campbell.
Witty,
He's the one that had the Connor Brown take.
He's got some witty takes, man. Makes me giggle. Yeah.
Trevor, thanks for coming in.
No
we really
problem, I
appreciate it.
appreciate
Thanks
it.
for being a Nasty Club member and supporting us. And,
Appreciate it. So
all the best with your
Kerfoot League. So
Yeah, wishing you, but hopefully you guys do a better job drafting overall and don't just give Dusty a great team.
we'll do our best. I got the first and third overall picks this year. So.
Third overall. What'd you trade to get third, or did you have first?
So I traded. Who did I move? I moved somebody, and they got injured right after. So.
So you laughed.
I made the trade. Yeah, it was awesome.
So if you win the championship, you have the last pick, right?
No.
So that's Dusty?
No,
Dust-
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what
Yeah.
you're last, but I think that first. It's the
Wasn't that Tom? When did you graduate from Nate?
2008.
2008. So my brother probably graduated. I think he's probably 2012, 2013. So.
Okay. When were you there?
I was there 2013 to 2015.
And then Maddie, you were there just after me, right?
2009
radio
through
and TV.
2010 or something.
Sorry.
You took radio and TV.
He
Trent?
did radio and TV. My brother's a former intern actually at 1260.
What's his name?
Kyle
Kyle
Harris.
Harris. He
I
did
know
it with
Kyle Harris.
He did it with
wow.
Stridey. Yeah,
did it
Didn't he
Shreddy.
play in Lloyd?
yeah, played in
Yeah,
Lloyd. He knows
yeah,
your
yeah.
brother.
He played
Yeah.
at Nate.
Yeah, Nate.
Yeah, I know Kyle.
If you know my brother,
I know your brother.
you know my brother, and then you know my other buddies, the Lynches.
Yeah.
Kyle and Ryan.
Oh, yeah,
He
used
was
to-
doing play-by-play for the Bobcats.
He did. He did
Yeah.
it for 1 year, and
Kyle
he hated doing the
Harris.
marketing side of it too. So now he works for the city. So
Yeah.
yeah, I played hockey with your brother.
I worked with Kyle a few shifts,
Yeah.
and at 1260, yeah, good dude.
All right,
Good hockey
yeah.
player.
Wow.
He was. That's how I got to know like Dusty and these guys that way there. So
Yeah.
Small world, man.
absolutely,
But yeah, again, thanks for coming in.
no problem. Appreciate having
Hernan,
me.
thanks for coming in as
Thank you for
always. We
having me,
appreciate
man.
it. Enjoy work the rest of the day. I'm assuming you have to go back to the office or head to the office, or you get day off.
Go make some trades.
No, yeah, just, we just keep going here, getting ready for the season. Like you said, it's a big year for us, 75th. And, yeah, we're just continue to plan. JMO's a part of it, which is great.
Must be great having Jamie around the office every couple days.
So, the two Evans and everybody there is just doing solid work to make this season
Less than 90
the
days
best.
till training camp.
Hey, well,
Yeah.
hey, the two Evans came out to the watch party the other night.
Yeah,
at
I heard
Hudson's.
about that.
Yeah,
We're
somebody
on
did.
White Ave tomorrow for the Blues Oilers game.
Hudson's White Ave Oil Stream pre and post game show tomorrow with Tom Gazzola. We're coming up next. It's Lock Shop with Dusty and Huss, and it's two guys and a goalie, Gager, Cass, and Dusty. That's up today right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, live on TuneIn, iHeartRadio, YouTube, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, any way that you consume us. That's what's coming up next today. Sure, there'll be some F1 talk on two guys as well, because the new league is being. Are you in?
I'm out.
You're
I
out?
told Gager
That's what we
yesterday.
thought. Okay.
I keep getting invite. I want nothing to do with it. Eric can have my invite to the league.
Or can't get the text messages apparently.
We got it now. I think
He
we've got
figured it
that
out.
figured out. So that's coming up here on Edmonton Sports Talk on behalf of Tom, Hernan, Trevor, Matt. Thanks for tuning in to the Hangout Lock Shop coming up in just a few minutes. A reminder to you three, we just got to be silent for a couple seconds as we do the extra. Thanks for watching the EST Hangout on this Tuesday.